Knicks family, what's popping? Let's get this right for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's good. My bad. Knicks family, what's popping? What did we expect? We're outmanned, playing the Boston Celtics. And you know what? It's all good. I'm not tripping. Not tripping whatsoever. Let's just go ahead and rock with this, baby. Let's go. All right, we're here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We got, let me see who we got in the chat. Right now, we got Mark in the chat. We got Frenchie in the chat. French Unicorn, that is, for those who don't know. So that's cool, man. We're going to go ahead and, we're going to get this thing popping. The Knicks just lost to the Boston Celtics. As expected, we were outmanned. I guess. I mean, we're definitely outmanned. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not there. Frank Ntilikina is not playing. Emmanuel Mudiay wasn't playing. And as Cantor is only getting limited minutes right now. So, yeah, we were outmanned tonight, facing the Boston Celtics. But that's okay. That's cool. I'm not even worried about it because we did play hard. We played hard. I have no problems there whatsoever. We played hard against the Boston Celtics tonight. And we didn't come away with the victory, but, we continued to play all the way down to the end. As a matter of fact, we played all the way down to the buzzer sounded. That's what you want. That's what you expect. That's what you want. You can always leave it to a trade to kind of shake things up. Get guys a little bit nervous, a little bit scared, right? That's what trades do. They scare you a little bit. They scare you a little bit. We're going to talk about, we're going to, obviously, we're going to talk about this trade tonight, but, we're going to talk about some other things as it pertains to the trade, right? First, we're going to get into this game, talk about the game and what transpired tonight. All right. So let's go with it, man. Let's go with it. Let's get over here to the chat. Find out what these guys think. Mark is on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep Mark muted. You know what I mean? I don't know. Mark does Mark things. Just like the Knicks do Nick things, Mark does Mark things. You know what I mean? But we got Isaiah, we got the French Unicorn, so we're going to go ahead and chop it up with these guys while Mark handles his business. That's what he's going to tell us. He's probably, handling a business call, doing some real estate business, right? I remember Mark told me he had real estate business in Las Vegas. He's probably handling that real estate business in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? He don't even hear me though. But anyway, the Knicks lost to the Boston Celtics tonight. They tried to fight. They put up a fight, but, clearly outmanned. They weren't able to pull off a victory tonight. But they did play hard, and they were able to at least keep things a little bit close. They were able to stay within, striking distance a little bit. So I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with it. Let's talk to the guys in the chat. I'm going to start off with my man French. I haven't seen French Unicorn in a while, so I'm glad that he's here. You know what I mean?
What's up, chat?
French,
what's up, Sim?
I'm good, man. What's popping with you, my man?
Man, just watched the second half. We fought to the last second. Like you said, we didn't stop playing till the horn sounded, so that was good.
Yeah, I respect that always. You know what I mean? It could have been easy for them to say, could have been easy for the team to say, you know what? We just went through this crazy trade. We had a wild day yesterday. We're gonna just lay down. But they didn't. You know what I mean? They didn't just lay down. They fought all the way to the end. Outmanned as they were, they fought. So I respect that. Definitely respect that.
Yep, we fought to the last second. Knox had a nice second half too. He looked engaged.
Yeah.
I think the coaching staff looked like they were, that they want to win the game, even though we didn't have the pieces to do so. It looked like we were trying to win the game until the end.
Yeah,
I think this whole KP trade has everybody a little shook up too. So I think that didn't help us.
Yeah, and let me ask you this.
And the Garden crowd chanting, "We want Kyrie, we want Kyrie." Yeah, I don't think that helps the team either. You know,
right? It you know, it doesn't help the. I mean, you figure they probably understand. Maybe used to it. I don't know. It doesn't help the young guys, though, right?
No, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help their confidence at all.
No, you know I don't think it does. I think that they're thinking about it. It's more of a distraction than anything. Like you know.
Yeah.
What about us?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, and I'm asking the YouTube chat and asking everyone: how much easier is it going to be with Tim Hardaway gone? Kristaps Porzingis no longer part of the team, although he wasn't playing, he wasn't on the floor. But how much easier is it going to be to coach these guys? I'm not trying to blame everything on Tim Hardaway Jr.
But a little less attitude, probably.
Yeah.
You saw it. I think you saw it tonight. I think you saw when he called timeout and yelled at the guys. I didn't see any attitude back. I saw the one play where Knox didn't really rotate fast enough. He called a timeout, got into him, but no attitude. And usually you see that with Tim Hardaway mostly, the little crybaby thing. And
yeah, Cuban
just announced that KP shut down for the season, so we wouldn't have had to worry about KP all year anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If Cuban shut him down, we were going to shut him down.
Yeah, yeah. And you stole my thunder, French. You stole my thuher. We're going to get to that next time. That's cool. It's cool. I'm just messing with you. But it's got to be a lot easier for Fizdale to coach.
Now. Yes, exactly.
It has to be.
Guys that want to play, too. Like Dotson now, today you saw it. Dotson got, the chance to start. He knew he was going to play. Nobody behind no looking behind his own shoulder. And look how good he played.
Yeah.
He was probably our best player tonight.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot easier to hold these guys accountable, right? If someone's not playing defense, you can snatch them. See, when Tim Hardaway was there, and because of the rank, for whatever reason, he had rank, right? Because of the rank, he wasn't pulling Tim Hardaway out the game. If he wasn't playing defense, if he wasn't doing this, if he wasn't doing that, he was not pulling Tim Hardaway out of the game, right? So that sends a message to everybody else on the team. Sends a message to everyone else on the team. Now, with Tim Hardaway gone,
he can pull somebody right away.
You can pull somebody right away. No one's going to ask any questions. And you can do it to everyone. You can hold everyone accountable, right? Already, Lance Thomas isn't playing. He's not crying about it. And Ed Cantor is going to be gone soon, right? So now you can truly really start to groom these guys without any of the, so-called, these veteran guys that want to be out there playing and, no pouting and no, any of that kind of garbage. None of that kind of garbage. You can do it now.
In fairness to Fizdale, though, right? Mm-hmm. We have a guy who signed 4 years. He's making $19 million a year. I think you have to give him every last benefit of the doubt to show us what he can do. If not, trade him like we did to make the decision, hey, this guy is not a part of our future. We got to let him go. But we did try everything we possibly could try. We gave him every opportunity. Every time he messed up, we left him stay in the game. We let him play through everything.
Right.
And we made the decision that he's not part of the future. And to be honest, that was the best thing that happened yesterday. Out of everything that happened, Tim Hardaway is no longer part of the team.
Right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. To being able to see him just really now focus on, really truly focus on the young guys. You know what I'm saying? And
we're not going to win this year, though, so we're not focused on that, right?
Right.
There's no real winning this year unless with these new guys with DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith and Matthews, we might win a little bit more, but I don't see us like leaving the bottom 3 or bottom 4 of the worst record in the NBA, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I don't see Wesley Matthews staying here. I think maybe DeAndre Jordan might stay here for reasons that I talked about earlier. But DeAndre Jordan isn't. He'll help, right? He'll help out there. He'll definitely help rebound the ball. He'll help block shots. He's not going to get, he gives you 11 points a game. The screen and roll, him and Dennis Smith Jr., probably know how to run that screen and roll a little bit. They've been playing together for 2 years. But he may, and you never know. They may decide to send him down, or we'll see what happens with that. I guess we'll get a chance to see that Sunday.
We might buy him out too.
Yeah. I hope that we don't. I hope that we don't buy DeAndre Jordan out, because I think that, like I said earlier, if we are able to sign KD, Kyrie, or whoever else we're able to sign, those guys are going to be ready to win now. And Mitch Robinson, as good as he's going to be, is not going to be ready to be the starting center of a good team next year, in my opinion. And I think...
but I believe when you trade for a player and he's on an expiring contract, if you do denounce his rights, then you have to wait till... I think it's like a month before you could re-sign him. Now, he could go through the whole free agency and not get signed, and then we could re-sign him. But I think that's the only way we could do it.
Yeah.
In order to get the cap space, we're going to have to denounce all the players next year.
You got to.
Everyone that becomes a free agent.
Right. Everybody has to be renounced. You got to renounce all of them, and they'll all become a free agent, and then you start, shaping your roster from there.
Yeah. Unless we trade for AD now.
Oh yeah, right. I don't think that listen, you know what? I don't think it's gonna happen, but the NBA is crazy.
We didn't think KP was getting traded yesterday.
Exactly, things happen. You know what I'm saying? Things happen in the NBA. Because NBA is
you didn't wake up in the morning yesterday thinking we were gonna trade KP. Nobody did.
Nope. NBA is the wild, wild west, man. The wild, wild west. Yeah. Let me see what Isaiah got to say. Isaiah, don't start running on about KP. We talking about this game. All right. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about this game. It's time to start moving forward. We're gonna touch on KP a little bit, right? But it's time for us to move forward, man. So tell me about this game. Tell me what you've seen about this game, man. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Well, Sim, you gotta understand about me, Sim. I'm fine now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'm fine, and I'm really
good.
Let's
talk about the
game. The game was great, man. I seen a lot of. The number one thing I seen today was there was no bad body language. There wasn't, Tim shrugging, looking, doubtful. That to me was the number one thing when it came to Tim Hardaway was when stuff wasn't going right, his body language literally sucked. And you could literally read, you could see it in his face that he was just done. He didn't want to be engaged. And, he just wanted to get the game over with. This game, man, these kids had fight. These kids played hard. You can't be mad at them. Dot and Knox and Mitch played well. We played hard, man. And there's nothing more you can ask for a team. And I'm going to be real with you, Sim. I think our future is brighter now than it was on Wednesday. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, there had to be some if looking at if KP didn't want to be there and he wasn't coming to practices anymore and all that kind of stuff, there had to be some rumblings amongst the players, a little bit of anxiety amongst the players. Those type of things happen. And now that it's done, you can kind of clear it out. Especially after, I'm sure that many of them understand that more moves could be coming once we get after the trade deadline, they can kind of settle in. Fizz can really just hammer down on these guys, and I hope that's what he does. Hammer down on them, make them stick to, this is what I want you to do, this is what you better do. Really be tough on these guys. That's what I want to see from them.
Also, yes, and I totally agree with you. Now, I am a little disappointed about what I heard after the game with Fizz about, he's just gonna give the ball to Dennis Smith Jr. I was a little disappointed in that because, I'm just like, how many times are they gonna jerk Frank Ntilikina around? But, it is what it is. We'll see what it is. Hopefully they both play together, they both start. But I was a little disappointed in hearing that he's going to give pretty much free reign to Dennis Smith Jr. off the rip. So, yeah, we'll see what's going to go on. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was Coach Fizdale right now, I probably would say, let me see what this kid has, because Frank hasn't been doing.
But, Sim, how many times are they going to jerk? How many times are they going to jerk him around, Sim? I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Frank, but my thing is, and this is another prime example of them not ever giving him a chance to just be free and let Frank, quote unquote, be Frank and let him run the team. Again, here we go again with another point guard coming in. And again, I know who Dennis Smith Jr. is. I mean, but I was just a little disappointed that they're going to give him the free reign and Frank has have to just, just be. I hope he's not stuck in the corner being the 3-and-D guy when I think he needs the ball in his hands to be a little bit more effective. So we'll see.
Well, let's get to that. Let's see what happens. Let's not even project right onto that there and start bringing in start stressing over it. Let's just see what happens. Let's let the chips go. See what happens. We don't he might not even have a Knicks jersey yet. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's see what happens before we even start going there. You know what I mean? Let's just we start projecting, and then we start getting frustrated and mad before the kid even hits the floor. You know what I mean? And we don't even know. They may work well together. Hey, the two, from what we understand, the two are friends, right? I just say let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Let's see how it goes. And then take it from there. The Knicks tonight lost to the Boston Celtics. We're going to go ahead and recap this game. They lost to the Celtics 113-99. There's no surprise there that the Knicks were not able to, score above 100 points versus the Boston Celtics tonight, as outmanned as they were. Right, and your leading scorer, leaving town and is not going to be on the floor. So no surprise there. Like we said earlier, definitely like the fight in the guys tonight. They seem to be a little bit more motivated, and everything. So yeah, it was. Sorry about that, folks. It was a fun game for me to watch. I'll say that. I like watching young guys get it and grow and start to learn together. And I think now it's gonna, just Fizdale will be a little bit more free to coach the way hopefully the way that he wants to coach. All right, you see the scores up on the screen now, 113-99. All right, first quarter was close. I mean, the Knicks played well every quarter, at least. Fourth quarter kind of got away. Quarter one, the Knicks were down 25-20. Quarter two, the Knicks were down 31-27. 9-point lead at the halftime. The Celtics had a 9-point lead at half. Third quarter, the Knicks won the third quarter. Cut it down to a 7-point lead, but they were never really able to get much traction. The Celtics always had an answer. 33-26 in the fourth quarter. The Celtics win the fourth quarter, and the Knicks lose the game 113-99. Looking at the stats of the night, the Knicks led. The Knicks had their biggest lead was 9. The Celtics' biggest lead was 21. The Knicks, they didn't shoot bad from the field. The Knicks shot 45.3% from the field on 86 shots. But you can see The Celtics were 46% from the field. They made 46 of 100 shots. The Celtics took 14 more shots than the New York Knicks tonight. Right? A lot of that is due to, look, the Knicks are going to have to get used to, well, I mean, they've played without Hardaway before, but it's a little bit different when you know that you have a player coming back. When you know, now that the player's not coming back, you're kind of in a strange place mentally, because now you know you got to figure out, now you know Kevin Knox, Damian Dotson, they know the rest of the season, it's on them. They've got to be the guys who score. Right? So now when you step on the floor, there's still a different feeling. Right? You don't have that comfort zone to know, well, this guy's coming back. No, it's on you now. They got to get used to that. It's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be an adjustment. And then, of course, when Dennis Smith Jr. gets there, it's going to be, there's going to be another adjustment on Sunday. The Knicks play the Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday. The Knicks were 9 for 31 from the three-point line, 29%. The Boston Celtics shot 35.1%. The Knicks went to the line only 12 times tonight. And that's a little bit different than what they usually do. The Knicks are usually at the line between 20 and 25 times per night. Tonight, they only went to the line 12 times. They made all 12. Part of that is due to Tim Hardaway Jr. not being there, because he does have a penchant to get to the line. Tim Hardaway Jr. does. Celtics were 80% from the free throw line tonight. The Knicks won the rebounding battle, 48-43, something we haven't done much lately. Won the rebound of 48-43. We had 21 assists tonight. More ball movement. And, hopefully there's something that we continue to see throughout the remainder of the season. More ball movement, more man movement. I know the fear that a lot of people have is that Dennis Smith Jr. is going to come in and dominate the ball, dominate the rock. Let's see. I can tell you what, from the beginning, there's always a honeymoon period when a player comes in. So from the beginning, it may not happen. We'll see what happens when he gets comfortable. See what happens when it gets comfortable. The Knicks had only 2 steals tonight. The Boston Celtics with 11. The Knicks with 2 blocks. Celtics with 7. The Knicks had 17 turnovers tonight. Above their season's average. The Knicks usually average about 13 turnovers a game. They had 17 tonight, and a team like the Celtics are going to capitalize on those turnovers. All right? They're going to capitalize on those turnovers, which they did tonight. Taking a look at the box score. We'll start with the New York Knicks side. Kevin Knox tonight. 21 points, 9 for 21 from the field. He didn't get going too much in the first half. He only had 7 points in the first half, managed to score 14 in the second. He got a little bit more comfortable, fell into his groove much better in the second half of the game. He had 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And I think we'll be looking to see Kevin Knox really be the focal point now, right? Really be the focal point offensively. I think that's what a lot of people want to see from Kevin Knox for the remainder of the season. And look, he looked a little bit more active. He wasn't, he took 21 field goal attempts tonight. As he should. He should take 21 field goal attempts. All right. So let's see if that continues for the remainder of the season. Noah Vonleh tonight, 2 for 9 from the field, 7 points, had 11 rebounds and 7 assists for Noah Vonleh. Luke Cornett had 9 points in the first half. He ended the game with 9 points and 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Kadeem Allen had 9 points, 2 for 7 from the field, had 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Damian Dotson played well, had 22 points, 9 for 16 from the field, 6 rebounds. No assist for Damian Dotson, but that's not what we need him for. Right? And, Damian Dotson is now going to be the starting shooting guard. Something that I've wanted for a while. Right? I've wanted for a while for Damian Dotson to be the starting shooting guard. He's going to be the starting shooting guard now. And we'll see if he's able to get, 15 to 20 points per night. Took a lot of shots tonight. I seen him go to attack the basket a little bit more than I usually see him. A lot of that is because Tim Hardaway has the ball in his hands. Right? So, let's see what's going on. Mitchell Robinson played 18 minutes, had 8 points, 8 rebounds. Alonzo Trier played 25 minutes. He had 7 points. He was 3 for 4 from the field. He had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, also 3 turnovers. Mario Hezonja had 10 points, 4 for 8 from the field. 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And as Cantor played 13 minutes, he had 6 points and 7 rebounds. Isaiah Hicks and Lance Thomas did not play. All right. On the Celtics side, I mean, you know who does what. Kyrie Irving had 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He also had 4 turnovers, serenaded by the Garden fans with a chant, "We want Kyrie." And you heard what he said at the end of the game, right? He said, right now, when asked about the Garden crowd chanting his name, he said, honestly, right now, it's a distraction. Well, what you said this morning, Kyrie, that was kind of a distraction too. The fans can't be a distraction to you, my friend. Not the fans. Your distraction to yourself or what happens in your locker room is a distraction or a distraction to the team, not the fans. The fans are going to do what the fans do. All right? It's not, don't do that. Marcus Morris had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Jason Tatum, 13 points. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Al Horford, 14 points, 9 rebounds. We said Kyrie's numbers. Marcus Smart, 23 points. I'm sorry. Marcus Smart had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Gordon Hayward off the bench with 14 points. And Hayward, man, he's not having the season that everyone expected. Things haven't fit in with Boston, and you can see it, right? The chemistry is not there. I'm not sure Boston is supposed to be the team to come out of the East, with the way Jason Tatum had a season last year, and then bringing back Gordon Hayward, and you got Kyrie, and you got Al Horford, and you got you got all these guys, man. They were supposed to be the squad, and it hasn't really mixed. We'll see what's up. Hasn't really mixed. Hasn't mixed. Aaron Baines had 9 points, 3 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 11 points. Terry Rozier, which I hear a lot of Knicks fans, ask about Terry Rozier, but the way things are right now, we're gonna wait and see how things pop off. 6 points, 6 assists for Terry Rozier, and that is, that's kind of the story of the game. It's exactly what we expected. Now let's get down to the get down, because I know that's what people want to do. They want to get down to the get down. They want to talk about the trade and all this stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, though. The trade is the trade. It's all good. It happened. I'm ready to move past it. So after tonight, I'm going to minimize. I don't know if that's the word I want to say. I'm going to talk less about the trade after tonight. Right? We'll finish talking about the trade and things that went down. We're still in the aftermath, but I cannot harp on this forever. He's not coming back. He's gone. He's in Dallas. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. So there's no reason to keep keep pouting over it. For some people, not everybody. No reason to continue to, say he should have did this, or, he's a punk for not wanting to be in New York and all of that. He's in Dallas. He's where he wants to be. He's with his buddy. We got our cap space. We got some players. Let's focus on what we got. No sense to continue to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? No sense to continue to worry about. So after tonight, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. We're going to focus on who we have. All right? So we got this chance right now. We're going to talk about KP. And then, you know, after this, we're just going to go on and we're going to talk about our culture. We're going to talk about our players. All right? So let's go ahead with it. KP. Reports from Tim McMahon say that KP is not going to play this season. Right? Kristaps Porzingis probably will not play for the Mavericks this season as he continues his recovery from a torn ACL in his left knee, suffered a year ago. Dallas owner Mark Cuban told ESPN. Okay. So, you know, some things out there, you know, people say that the Knicks didn't want KP to play this season. KP wanted to play this season. And that was the big issue between the Knicks and KP. He wanted to play. The Knicks said, no, we don't want you to play this year. Right? I for one, wanted to see the guy play. If he was healthy, I wanted to see him play. Okay? I did. But if that's the case, if that is the truth, what does it say that now in Dallas, he's not going to play? Right? Is there something deeper with his injury than maybe we know? Or is Dallas just being super precautious? They're probably being super precautious because, you know, they're taking a chance just as well as the Knicks are taking a chance, right? They are, you know, everyone's saying that the Knicks are gambling. So are the Mavs. They are gambling as well. You know, they're bringing in a guy that just came off of ACL surgery. They haven't seen him play in a year and a half. You know, and they don't know if he's going to come back and be what he was. I mean, they hope, they pray, of course, but they don't know that he's going to come back and be what he was. And they're ready to commit some money to him. Now, you know, he's going to take the qualifying offer, and then he'll become an unrestricted free agent in 2020. So we'll see, you know, we'll see how that works out. I want to know, I just want to get from you, what do you guys feel about that? KP, it looks like he's not going to play for the Mavericks this season at all. Right? You know, how's that make you feel? Because it seemed like the Knicks did not want him to play and he wanted to play, and that maybe was a cause of tension between the Knicks and Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, the Knicks and KP. I'm gonna get to the chat. I want to hear what the chat's got to say about this. I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you think? Does it bother you? Not do you think? Does it bother you, chat? I'm coming to the video chat first. Does it bother you that KP may not play, and this is rumored to be a source of contention between the Knicks and KP? All right, so I'm gonna come around to Guillermo, see what you got to say. Guillermo, what's popping, man?
Wait, is it a source of contention for KP?
No, I'm asking. All right, it seems Mark Cuban has said it seems like he probably will not play this year, right?
Right.
The rumors are that KP with the Knicks, KP wanted to play, and the Knicks were like, no, we don't want you to play this season.
Right.
And that was a source of tension between management and KP. Now he goes to Dallas, and he's not playing this season.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it really doesn't bother me. I don't care because, you know, he's gone. He's not with the Knicks, but for some people it might. You know, the fact that...
You know what, Sim? Honestly, Isaiah brought up a good point. Mm-hmm. If you love KP, become a Mavericks fan. Simple as that. I said this from day one. Look, Sim, we don't have information, data to see how a 7'3" unicorn. He's not 7'3" Giannis. That looks like a guy who grew from 6'4" to 7'3" and kept all their tendons and strength, and they could run around. Like, KP is an awkward 7'3", but gifted 7'3". We don't have information how ACL. So someone's saying, look, we want to give you a lot of money. We want you to be on board. We are not discarding you, but you have to fall in the plan. And that entails your brother, Giannis, to shut up, to stop putting out, because I'm pretty sure he's putting out rumors. He wants to leave, blah, 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 all this stuff. Be a professional. Tell your brother to not tell you well, you should tell yourself to not skip exit meetings, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't really care about the tension because this is all on KP. KP, now he's in Dallas, right? Dallas is, not to say small market, but they're not New York. Because what people thought they could do is that they think they could come to New York, which doesn't have a culture, which is a little disarray, and do all this disrespectful stuff. Because previous stars like Carmelo, hint, a big influence probably to KP, they did that crap. They did that.
Broke up on me. We're gonna get back to it. I want to know from you guys though. As soon as we get the video thing back and popping, looks like the connection was interrupted a little bit.
I'm disappointed with the Mavericks. So,
okay. Sound like we back. Guillermo, I lost you for a minute. If you can go back about 15 seconds, what you said about 15 seconds ago, and
yeah, I would say. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I was just saying, basically, just let him do that crap in Dallas, man. He want to bet on himself. Let's see him try to get that max deal because he has to come back, Sim. He has to put up MVP.
We're having some freezing difficulties right now, folks. I don't know what to do.
Already said the Pelicans said when they try to ask for KD or KP, they're like, nah, we ain't doing that. And you know who else, Sim? I said this earlier. The Suns with Josh Jackson. So he wasn't gonna get the restricted free agent deal from a team. So go and bet on yourself, man. You don't want to fall in the play. I understand you have your hesitations, but what you did was a lot of effort, man. You did extra. You did more. You could have said, hey, look, I'm not going with the direction. Let me get out. You could have been quiet, been a professional. Fine. Beautiful. But let him go over. He's going to suffer. He's going to be on the Sacramento. Let me not say that because they're doing decently. He's going to be on the Suns or whatever for his next deal. Let him have fun with that 7-3. I put money on it. Mark my word. This dude at the end of his shortened career, he's going to be like, yo, man, I really want to stay in New York, but blah, blah. Mark my word, man. And for all y'all KP lovers, like Isaiah said, go and become a Mavericks fan, man. Out of that crap, man.
All right.
Him and his brother.
Isaiah, go ahead, man.
Sim.
Yeah.
I want you to remember this number, 144.
All right.
144.
144.
That's how many games KP has missed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's gonna miss with the 82. With him shutting down, he's gonna miss 144 games since being in the NBA.
Okay.
Now let me say this: how confident it just so much is revealing itself through all this, this is again like 144 games, and you talk about us, and you talk about the culture. You wasn't even on the floor. And again, I love KP. I love what KP was because I thought he was a representation of the hope and the bridge of us becoming a good team. But him and Giannis talking like they did something. I wasn't around for Patrick Ewing, but my dad could tell me Patrick Ewing used to bleed on the court. He used to give 110% on the court, and he became a legend. And he worked his way, and he actually played games. So if you come in here talking about you want to run the show, you only played X amount of games and didn't do nothing. With KP, we have only won 33 games. No, we didn't even win 33 games. And again, 144 games, and you want us to give you a max?
Okay, all right.
You want to give us a?
The only thing that I'm gonna say.
Listen, I'm gonna say this again. If you love KP and you love what they go to the Mavs.
Okay.
This is the Knicks town. Go to the Mavs.
All right. Well,
it is what it is. Go to the Mavs.
The only thing I'm gonna say is, I'm not trying to badmouth KP. I know people are, people's feathers are ruffled and they're mad and that type of thing. We don't know everything, behind the scenes. We don't have all of that information, behind the scenes. The only thing that I can say is KP did what he think was best for him. The Knicks did what was best for the Knicks. I wish KP the best. I don't like some of the things he did. I was disappointed in some of the things that he did afterwards, as far as doing his little tweet with Luka and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't happy with that. You know what I'm saying? I just hope this for him. Like Guillermo said, Isaiah said, I hope he gets a new manager and some people in his corner that can really steer him in the right direction. If not, there'll be some of those same issues in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Some of those same issues in Dallas. So, I'm gonna take a couple phone calls, let some people talk about it, and then let's lay the bed. We're gonna lay the bed tonight. All right, caller. Maybe the caller's not there. Maybe the caller's not ready yet. Caller, what's popping, man?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's up with you?
Oh, I'm chilling.
Good. You wanna get your? We're doing our last words about KP, man. We're gonna do our last words, and then we're gonna lay this thing to bed. So, you got anything to say about that, or the game, or what's popping? What's up?
Oh, well, I'm just gonna say we all love KP as of 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So let's not act like we hate him now.
I'm with you on that.
I'm past that. I don't even want to talk about KP. What I'm talking about is the future. I mean, this was, and maybe it has a little dig about KP in it, but I think this is we may have just gotten from under an Andre Bargnani contract. And we know how that played out last time.
Okay.
I mean, when he got traded, I thought he was going to Dallas and he was going to be on the court in a month, like 3 weeks. Less. But the fact that he's sitting out, I think we lucked out. I mean, we got 2 future first-rounders, the most cap space in the league, and we didn't lose our pick or any of our young stars. And then we just added another young star. I mean,
maybe.
I'm a little afraid that if we don't buy out DeAndre Jordan, I mean, Kevin Knox is coming into his own. He's averaging 17 points a game for like the last 15 games. Dennis Smith Jr., we know what he can do. You put a solid foundation of the center.
So what do you say
about that?
Hold up, you're saying if we don't buy out, I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm not clear what you're saying about.
We don't buy out DeAndre Jordan.
Right?
If we don't buy out DeAndre Jordan.
Right?
I have a feeling that with Kevin Knox, Trier, and Dennis Smith Jr., and the whole team, because Kadeem Allen's coming on strong, I have a feeling we're going to win too many games at the end of the year and get the 9th pick again, like we do every year.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah. All right. We'll see how that goes there. Yeah. I don't know. Geez, I kind of want to keep DeAndre Jordan around just in case, we do something good in free agency, so that we can still.
No, I love DeAndre Jordan.
So that we can still, I don't know what all the parameters are about, if you release somebody from their, if you release him from his, from the cap hold, if you release the cap hold, when you can say, I don't know all the parameters there, but if we get, like I said earlier, if we get some of these guys, he could be essential because if you get
I want to keep him.
Yeah, because if you get KD, Kyrie, or whoever comes, Kawhi Leonard, you get some of these guys. Mitch Robinson's not going to be a starting center. That's not going to work. In my opinion.
I'm glad for that. He needs to learn. I think him under DeAndre Jordan's a good thing. I mean, DeAndre Jordan's who we want Mitch to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're completely honest. He can't shoot, but he can dunk all over everybody. If Mitch Robinson puts on 50 pounds of muscle, he's essentially DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. So, all right.
All
right, man. Well,
I'll let somebody else talk.
I appreciate it, man. We're gonna
have a good night, man.
Yeah, we're gonna put
this in the chat.
Peace. We're gonna put this KP thing to bed tonight. You know what I'm saying? And move forward in our thinking, and move forward in what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and put it to bed. And coming to you. What's going on?
Yo, I heard one of the callers say we were all riding with KP before, so let's not act like we hate him now. And that to me is like you used to be friends with somebody and they punch you in the face. Of course you don't feel the same way. You feel me? So I feel like Knicks fans, they decide on the players they love based on the people they believe they are. Knicks fans aren't dumb, right? So Melo also requested a trade.
I mean,
but when Melo came last time, he had a ovation.
Yeah, I mean, right? I get it. I do understand what you're saying, but I do understand KP's side, though. You know what I mean? I'm not mad that he requested a trade. I'm really not, because I'm not mad that he requested a trade. I'm a little bit more mad at the things that happened afterwards, just not really respecting New York. I'm not mad that he requested a trade, though. It's business. That's what happens. That's what happens. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I'm not mad he requested the trade, but doing funny stuff like while you're still a member of the organization, telling dudes not to come here.
Yeah,
like that's corny. Arno stuff.
Yeah, that's corny. That's cornball stuff.
And it's stuff like that I don't have nothing. I'm not going to root against him, but I feel like I had this vision of KP that he was this underdog, humble kid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's who he is.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
I just don't. And that's why, like, when I choose my favorite players, like, I choose them based on who I think they are as people. That's why I love Nate Robinson still. Yeah. Like, Melo was my dude. Russell Westbrook is my guy. I like who they are.
Yeah.
So when KP was doing that corny stuff and posting the picture of him with Doncic, he was taunting us.
Yeah.
And I feel like as fans, we got a right to be like, nah, we don't rock with him no more.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay, I got you. I feel you there. And we're gonna end this conversation with you, Mark, because you're the ultimate KP fan. So when we finish, we're gonna end it with you. You know what I mean? Kareem, I don't even know what happened to Mark.
What's up?
What's going on, Mark? What's going on, Kareem?
Yo, just for the record, it's actually Kareem.
Kareem, not Kareem. My bad.
It's cool. Nah, it's cool.
I got you.
I'm saying I get it all the time. I get it at work all the time. Hey, Kareem. Okay, yeah.
I expect it, though. You know what I'm saying? I like people to say my name right, too. So, yeah.
No doubt. Well, listen, man. I heard mostly what people had to say about KP, but this is how I feel, man. Listen, we New York. Listen, hold on. Let me mute Mark real quick. All right, yo. We are the New York Knicks, okay? Mm-hmm. KP is not a New York Knick, okay?
Anymore.
So all that's dead. You know what I'm saying? You don't see nobody rooting for Trevor Ariza. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like all these former Knicks. He ain't a Knick no more. And you said that you're not really mad about him requesting the trade. I am.
Okay.
I'm furious. I'm furious with him for requesting the trade because we was doing pretty good last year before he got injured, and then we start sucking when he didn't play. This year, we sucked all year because he didn't play at all. So for him to request a trade because we're losing, bruh, we're losing because you're not there. So that should be a testament to him, how good he is and how important he is. So for him to request a trade in the midst of the storm, a big part of the storm is because he's not here, no fault of his own. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it. So yeah, you know what? Okay. I don't respect KP no more. Okay. I'm not a KP fan. I gave a jersey to my brother while KP was still a Knicks fan. Now I'm happy that I gave it to him, because if it was here, I'd probably burn it. Like, I'm not.
All right, and froze up on me. Let me.
You know, okay. he's been on everything. So yeah, so he's not a Knick no more. You know what I'm saying? I hope he gets injured. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I hope he gets injured. I hope he looks back at his career and looks at him requesting a trade from the Knicks as the worst decision that he made, because I don't even know why he made the decision. And he made some type of comment like the truth is going to come out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think he gave Scott Perry and them a chance. I think he still was salty over Phil Jackson, and he just had his own preconceived notions of the management. Obviously, I'm not there, but everything was set up. Everything we've been doing as a Knicks organization, not me, but everything the Knicks been doing was trying to prepare for him to come back. Everything, you know what I mean? The tank, everything. And like you said, he said he was saying that he wanted to play, and that was a conflict because the Knicks didn't want him to play because of the tank. And they wanted to get a good player to play with him. And now he's talking about he might not play in Dallas either. So yeah, I'm off of it. I'm done with KP. I was the biggest KP fan. He's not a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a player fan. I'm a Knicks fan. So whoever's on our team, Kadeem Allen, Dennis Smith Jr., he's our dude now. I'm rocking with him. I don't care about all the advanced analytics. He's ours now. Forget what he did. So everybody stop tripping. We got a good player, somebody that we wanted before we got Ntilikina. He's here now. So let's get to it. Let's see what's good for the rest of the season. Rest of our players. I like what Mitchell Robinson was doing today. I like what Dotson was looking fire today. He was looking real nice with the handle, something that he hasn't really been showing. Take it to the hole nice. Knox looking like he's accepting the role. I mean, it's just one game. But yeah, man, let's get over KP. It's over. It's done. He wanted to go. We didn't want him to go. He wanted to go. It's over. It's done. New York Knicks for life. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I feel you. Now, the one thing, there's a few reasons why I'm not really mad at KP. One, the business stuff. Talked about that. But two, I was always skeptical about KP. That's the reason why everybody in the chat always was like, oh, you're a KP hater. You don't like KP. It wasn't that I didn't like him. I just was never sure if KP was going to be the superstar that everyone said he was. I was always a little skeptical, right? I always thought he was a little bit soft. He would get thrown to the floor, blah, 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 all those type of things. I was always skeptical. And we had a lot of conversations a while back on whether or not he deserved to have, a max contract. I wasn't really sure if he deserved to have it because I never thought that I was like, he still has things to prove. You know what I'm saying? And I was always a little bit scared that we was going to give him a max contract and then his knee wasn't going to be strong enough to hold up. Always. That's another reason why I'm not mad at it. Not that I didn't want him to grow up and be a good Knick, but I'm not mad at it because I was always a little bit scared that we was going to give him a contract and then his knee was not going to hold up and it was going to be a problem for a long time going forward. I was always a little skeptical on whether or not he was going to be the superstar that everyone said he was going to be. Always. I was always there with it. That's why everybody called me a KP hater. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not fully mad about it. Not fully mad about it. You know what I mean? So, Mark, you there? You there? We're gonna put KP to bed right now. This is it. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So any callers that's calling in, don't call up after Mark goes. Do not call up talking about KP. It's done. Mark, so you.
Yo, tonight is toxic. But anyway, tonight is the last night. Let's not speak of KP because people are mad at me because we drafted someone. I got invested, meaning that, I became a fan of someone that we drafted. And he played beyond he played beyond what we thought he could have been in his 3 years. He got hurt. Mm-hmm. We was on pace for 48 wins playoffs. He got hurt around the 29th win. So projectically, he was trending up. So he got hurt. Was that his fault he got hurt? He got hurt by another player. But damn.
I mean,
y'all act like he got hurt by himself. It's not like he was playing for us and he's playing like trash. He was having career stats. Let's talk about it. He was having career stats in his third year. People projected he was gonna be good prior to his fourth year.
But you know what though? But you know what? He was having career stats halfway through his third year. Halfway through that third year, he started slowing down. He said he was tired. He started slowing down. And he wasn't putting up 30 points a game no more. He was putting up 22 points a game. Right? He started slowing down because his body couldn't take it.
Him. That's every young player, because that happened to Donovan Mitchell in the beginning of the season. So let's talk about that. And he's in his second year. So players have to learn. That's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Okay.
It's not like he was playing like a bum. It's not when he slowed down, he was playing like a complete bum. No, he wasn't.
No, of course he wasn't.
I understand.
He wasn't playing like a complete
I understand,
bum.
yo. I just wish most of y'all just come out and be truthful for yourself. Y'all just don't prefer him. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
you know what?
I'm the same way I was. Mark, we can go back and look at the video. We had arguments about KP. It's the same thing, my man.
Listen. I just wish people just be honest with themselves. I try to be honest with everybody in the chat, but you can't be honest to people because people can't take honesty. But let me finish.
All right, you got 1 minute, and we putting it to bed. 1 minute, you done.
All right, the kid got hurt. The kid got hurt. Wasn't his fault. So y'all mad because he went in. He wanted to play this season after they reevaluate him in February to see if he was healthy to play. And they're telling him, no, you can't play because we're tanking. So you know what? Since everybody didn't want to pay him $150 million, he just made it easy for y'all. Let me go about my business.
Okay, so you take no stock. You saying that we told him no because we're tanking. You take no stock in that Mark Cuban just came out and said that he's not going to play for the Mavs this year.
Oh, you know what? Wait, hold on. When he got traded to Dallas, right? They was willing to give him. They are willing to give him max money, but he wants to. He's going to spend that year with that team to see what the culture is like.
What's that?
That's what he's doing right now.
But what's that got to do with him not playing this year?
Because they're wooing him to stay. They're doing that with Kawhi. They're making him take rest because they're wooing him to stay. Am I lying, Chad?
They're wooing him to stay. He don't play
back-to-backs. Hold on. Kawhi don't play back-to-backs. And he's healthy.
Okay. You know, we done with the KP, man. We done with the KP. I'm done with it. I'm done with the KP. I don't even know. You got me on that. All right. My next question. With this whole thing going down, with everything, happening with that guy, the unicorn dude, did Perry send a message to the rest of the team? So I have two questions in one. Did Perry send a message, just letting you know, if you don't want to be here, we're going to get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? We don't want anybody here that's not down with what we're doing. If you're not down with our movement, then it's, you can kick rocks. You know what I mean? I mean, the way that things just went down like that, I mean, it was like a silent assassin. It was like, yo, you don't want to be here? Okay. Well, go to your locker, get your stuff out your locker, catch an Uber to JFK, and I'll tell you which city to book your flight to when you get to JFK. It was like, yo, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to cry for you to stay here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, get down on my knees and say, can we make this work? No, he's like, okay, we got better things to do. Does that send a message to the team? Do you think that the kids on the team, other people on the team got it like, whoa, okay, they're serious. You know what I'm saying? They're serious. They're not playing no games. We need to either be with this program, we're going to be down with what's happening, or we're sending you out. right? And then, of course, there are casualties like Trey Burke and Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. may not be a casualty, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, whatever. But does it send? I think it sends that message. You know, just the way that it went down, the way that it happened. You know what I mean? I think it sends a message, and that's a good message to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with young kids. I think that's a good message to have sent. You know what I mean? I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm going to get to this call. All right? Caller. I hope, as soon as the caller picks up, we're going to talk. I'm just reminding you guys, though. Don't let's not talk about KP. Caller, you're on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
How you doing, Sam?
I'm good.
I know you had said not to talk about KP.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from him.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing about that, if you don't mind, man.
Okay.
I felt like Porzingis was gone when they didn't sign him the max contract the first time. When they said they was going to wait and see and not sign him, I knew right then I was skeptical about something wasn't right, because for him to be playing like he was playing, they was giving him that unicorn name and saying that he was going to be our franchise player. When I found out that they wasn't going to sign him that contract, I say either he going to get traded or they just waiting to see how this injury going to turn out.
Yeah. That makes sense. So tell me, do you think the way that it went down, did Scott Perry, Steve Mills, did they send a message to the players to say,
of course,
it's not, this is not, we're not playing. We're about our business. Of course.
I'm glad that it went down that way, because in my opinion, we got rid of all the selfish players.
Okay.
We got rid of Hardaway. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to hardly pass the ball. Mm-hmm. We got rid of Trey Burke, another person that didn't want to hardly pass the ball. Unfortunately,
Courtney Lee
got caught up in the process.
Right.
Because I thought he would have been a good mentor to our guards, with Trier and Dotson. And I also think
the only thing I say about Courtney Lee is that hopefully he's in a situation where he'll be able to get on the floor, right?
Yeah, he deserved that.
Yeah.
Out of all the guards and players that we have, he was the only one I didn't hear too much about anybody saying anything negative about why he's not on the floor.
Right.
He was willing to accept his role and do what was best for the team. And I think KP should have did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, yes, to answer your question, he sent a message.
Sent a message. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think we lost. I mean, we lost KP, but at the same time, we gained. I don't think we need to trade Jordan. If we can get him on a lower contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He can mentor Vonleh and Mitch.
That would be ideal. You know what I mean? That would be ideal, especially if they plan on putting together a team that's going to contend for the playoffs. At least DeAndre Jordan can be, he could be something. And like you said with Mitch, Mitch is basically the DeAndre Jordan. It's the same prototype, same type of player, man. Same type of player, and Mitch can kind of look and see, okay, this is what I might be.
Exactly. Even though he's not that stretch five that everybody wants, stretch five center that everybody wants us to have. But one thing I can say about DeAndre Jordan, he's gonna play defense, and then you ain't gonna just come in the paint like that, like Cantor be allowing people to do, and just not fight for a rebound or contest a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we need a roughneck center like that plays defense, man. And I just, KP was soft to me, man. When we really needed him to play in those good games, KP never really produced that many points. He'll score 30, 20-some points against teams like Charlotte, the Hornets, Milwaukee, but when it came to playing the Lakers and Golden State, where was KP?
I hear you.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I think Perry them did a good deal by getting all those softies out of here, and let's just start all over. And he told the rest of the team, if y'all feel the same way, it's going to happen to y'all too.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like.
That's how I feel.
That's what it seemed like. All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have a good one, man.
You too. Big shout out to Marty. And Marty, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. You still Marty Knicks to me. So, big shout out to Marty Knicks. He said Dennis Smith Jr. in the Soulja Boy's voice. I'm not going to imitate the Soulja Boy's voice. He said the same guy the Mavs did not want. And he's laughing about it. Then he said, and thank you for the super chat, by the way, Marty. He said, y'all going to miss Tim Hardaway Jr. when you see Dennis Smith Jr.'s defense. But this is the thing, though, Marty. Maybe so. But Dennis Smith Jr. makes $3 million a year, not 18. There's a big difference right there. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference. He makes $3 million a year, not $18 million a year. So, I'll take that all day long. And he's only in his second year in the league. I'll take it all day long. I mean, caller, you on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
What's up, Sam? It's me, Ron.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. So we talking about, we kind of moved past KP. He's done. He's gone. Right? He doesn't exist to us anymore. So now we talking about, did Scott Perry send a message? And will that message help to shape the culture of this team?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I just logged into your channel about 5 minutes ago, so I only caught the part you're talking about, that part about Perry sending a message. In my opinion, I look at it this way: does he have the right to send a message? That's my question to all the Knicks fans. Does he have the cachet, or is he in a position? Is it within his right to send a message? Isn't this his team? I mean, from my understanding, he's building the team, right? He's the one putting it together, right?
Right.
So if this thing blows up on him, if he doesn't bring anybody in this summer, we talked about this even before heard rumors about KP starting to not show up at practice. We were saying, hey, this is all on him. Now Phil Jackson's not in the building no more. This is all on Scott Perry and Steve Mills. If you ask me, this blows up. Both him and Steve Mills need to go. Because, with Knicks fans, you can't win. They'll talk about Jim Dolan is the worst owner in the league. You can't blame Dolan now. Dolan's not the picture. I don't think this has anything to Dolan. I think this has to do with Scott Perry saying, listen, this guy's not coming to practice. He's pulling away from his team. His brother has a lot of influence on him. And what has he accomplished? Don't get me wrong. I'm a big KP fan. But, when he started getting hurt, there was already a scouting report on him saying that he's not strong from the hip down. That if you get real down under him real low, you can push him out of his spot. And, what reminds us about another big man, Yao Ming. Remember Yao Ming? He was a big-time player. He started having foot problems. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So sometimes with these big guys, you understand, big guys, when they have feet problems, knee problems, and I think we would have learned our lesson with Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess. Do we really want damaged goods? Because that's a gamble. With Knicks fans, you're never going to win. If you give, like you said, Simeon, we would have given that max contract. He would have get hurt. He doesn't come back 100%. Now goes another whole year. Oh, my God, this guy got the contract. How could we be so stupid? Then now we trade him. Oh, we giving up on KP. That's the future. But, yeah, brother, but it's like, my question to Knicks fans is this. Let's say we never had Tim Hardaway or Courtney Lee on the team. Because they keep saying that this is a salary dump, that we did it just to dump salary. Will still Scott Perry be within his right to make this move? That's my question. If there was no if this wasn't about salary, it was just basically say, listen, you cannot tell me. I mean, in your opinion, Simeon, do you believe that Scott Perry, with his back channels and his connections, that he was ear to the street, that maybe words got to him and said, listen, that they didn't, if they made this move, they didn't make this move overnight. They must have got some kind of word from someone said they know who's coming in this summer.
Right. This didn't happen overnight. It ain't happened overnight at all.
I think they've been talking to Dallas. I think they've been talking to a couple of teams. And if it's true what the media reported that KP came in and said, listen, I don't like the direction of the team. I don't want to stick around for this. Or we're gonna wait for him to take a qualifying offer. It's like you break up with the girl before the girl breaks up with you. It's like, why would we want to take that chance? And my thing is, and then you want to take a chance at KP telling other free agents don't come to New York? I don't want that. Why would I want to do like that on my team?
Right.
That's like poison. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you said, Simeon, put him on an Uber, tell him the flight where he's going to. We want guys who want to be in New York. Now everybody's not built for New York. I'm sorry. No matter how talented they are, everybody's not built for the Garden. Everybody's not. And
I think that's the message that Perry sent. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the message that he sent. My question to you is, is it going to help the culture?
Well, that's been a problem with the Knicks. We don't have a winning culture, so you have to start somewhere. I mean, we don't have a culture, so
I mean, we don't have. We haven't won games, but just the culture, as in, just the daily way that you go about business, being professional, being at practice, working hard every time, whenever you're at practice, just.
You're right. You gotta have maybe it was a culture thing. Maybe Scott was saying, listen, this guy, he's about him. He's about his brand. Some of these guys, man, we blow. As Knicks fans, we want to believe in this guy. We're like, oh, maybe this is our hope. KP. But I never saw. Honestly, to the truth, I saw KP more of a Robin. I never saw him as a Batman. I never saw KP like that. I don't know about you, but I never saw KP as a Batman. I saw him as a Robin.
Yeah. So, well, we done, man. We trying to move forward. We trying to move on with with what we got now, because KP is gone. You know what I'm saying? So we got to move on with who we have and build it from here. And I think we have a nice start with this whole season was about building, right? That's what the whole season was supposed to be about, is building. We have a wonderful start. We have a wonderful start right now. And also another thing, Simeon, is that people forget is that you also compete against the Brooklyn Nets, because they're supposed to be having salary cap for this summer. So it's like, behind the scenes, Dolan's not going to lose to say, listen, we can't afford free agents to go to Brooklyn. We got to. I look at it this way: at the end of the day, it's like the Giants, like football. You want to, even if you make it as a wild card, you want to just have all you want is a shot. We just want a shot. Right now, we have more than a shot. If there's one thing, if we have one max contract, it's hard to convince the guys to come to New York by himself. But now you can tell any free agent, say, listen, you pick any dude you want, and we got 2 slots open for you, and then you build around those 2 guys. It doesn't mean we know there's no guarantee. We'll know this summer if this trade is going to be a bust or not, but at least we're in a position where anybody, we can say, yo, we can bring 2 max dudes. And if anybody's not excited for seeing one, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about Kemba Walker or Jimmy Butler. I'm talking about if you have an opportunity to bring Kyrie and Kevin, even though we know there's no guarantee, but still, I'll sign up for that any day. Yeah. I feel you. Hey, Ron, I appreciate the call, man.
All right, sir, man.
We're going to get through this, man. We're going to get through this together. Appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. This is a growing pains, bro.
Yeah, for real. All right, man. Peace.
Okay, bro. Peace.
All right, let me get to the video chat real quick. I want to know what you guys think, man. I don't know what, it's hard to say what the culture is like, but I think that this does send a message, and I think that if there wasn't a culture being developed, this is a start. Right? Now, this could have, it can have a different kind of effects on the kids. They could have a healthy fear of management, which I think you should. How do you think the New England Patriots, who were in the Super Bowl this weekend, continue to be champions? because they have a culture set in place where Bill Belichick is like, yo, if you're not doing it the Patriot way, then you're not doing it anyway. Not here, at least. You're going to do it someplace else. Is Scott Perry beginning to build that kind of a culture? Guillermo, I'm going to come to you. I want to know what you think about this, all right? I'm not sure if he's here. I see him laughing. I'm going to come to you, Guillermo. What do you think, man? Does this send a message, and is it at least the beginning of building the kind of culture, you know, that's kind of like, if you come here, you're gonna get on board. If
That's
not,
crazy.
Then you're not gonna get. Then you're out of here. What do you think? What you think, Guillermo?
Poor Melo. At least Melo got us.
I guess Guillermo can't hear. I guess Guillermo can't hear me. I don't even know if they can hear me in the chat. Then, you know what I'm saying? Because you know they didn't respond. Kareem, can you hear me? All right. Let me see what Kareem. I'm gonna ask Kareem. All right. So that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you're asking about Scott Perry. Is he sending the message?
He sent that message. I believe he sent the message. And is it going?
Yeah,
is it at least the beginning? If we haven't had a culture, that type of culture that's kind of like, you know, you're either gonna do it our way or not at all. Is it the beginning of sending that kind of a message and starting that culture?
I think it is. Not only is it sending the message, it's also sending the message from Dolan. Dolan sending the message to everyone to say, listen, if that's what they're going to do, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got my blessings. I ain't going to hear nothing from me. Y'all ain't going to know what I'm saying? That's what y'all feel. I trust y'all. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. And yeah, I think it's definitely sending the message. I don't know if you heard Scott Perry's little interview before the game. Did you see that?
I did.
Okay. Did he look like he was stressed? Did he look like he was worried?
Not at all.
Did he look like he felt right? Did he look like he felt like he had to make a splash this summer? I'm saying that's what I like about these guys. These guys, previous guys, I'm not going to necessarily say GMs, but I mean, Hornacek, he always looked like he was sweating like the dude in Airplane. You know what I mean? Like, he always just looked nervous and never looked confident. These are things that I like about Fizdale, Perry. You know, the other guy, Mills, you know, he brought in Perry. So Mills, he ain't really, you know, he brought in Perry. Perry is a gangster. I mean, when I look at him, you know, I'm a black dude. I'm from Manhattan. He seemed like a gangster from Harlem. Like he's not about to have some European dude come over here and tell him what it is, and he not kissing nobody's butt. So yeah, I like what he did with that. He let it be known, like, listen, if you don't want to be here, you know, we can make arrangements. And I think he made the best, not so much the trade, but the fact that he had a clear vision of what he wanted to do with this trade, and that's, you know, get off of Tim Hardaway's contract, get off of Courtney Lee's contract. So yeah, I think he definitely sent a message to people that want to act out, especially if you haven't proven anything. And these are things that we was talking about. Tim Hardaway, like, why nobody won't rein him in?
Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe they wasn't worried about him because he wasn't going to be there, and that's what it looks like now.
Yeah,
so I'm not
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So I'm not worried about Fizdale keeping guys in line. I'm not worried about Perry making an emotional decision, or, you know, like, I feel like we're strong in our front office, and my answer is yes. I think it definitely sent a signal, send a message to anybody. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Because when we do get guys that want to be here, we already have guys that want to be here. But as we move forward and get the free agents that want to be here, I think it's going to show. Because even the guys today, they seem like the guys that was on the court, they seem like they was kind of playing with a kind of relief, like, yeah, you know, they got the monkey off their back and they just was out there balling. I seen guys doing stuff, not like, you know, we played so great, but they look like they still got their spirits up and they're not worried about the losses. They just, you know, in their development, and we don't need nobody on the team that's going to, you know, get these young guys off focus. So yeah, I think it definitely sent a message.
Yeah, I think so too. And like the whole thing with Tim Hardaway, I think it's gonna free up Fizdale a whole lot to be able to just hold everybody accountable. Because you don't got this, you know, guy making $18 million that got some kind of rank, some kind of cachet.
Right.
He could just hold everybody accountable, all these young guys, man. So yeah, I think I'm feeling it, man. I feel good. I really do. I actually feel good. You know. Guillermo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Stim.
All right. What do you think, man? Message sent?
Yeah, but Sim, I'll say this, man. You gotta do it with the coaching too, man.
Yeah,
gotta do it with the coaching too, because it can't be the front office is thinking one way, but Fizdale's acting another way. Y'all gotta be in the same synergy. Hey, like that's why I got mad when he put Cantor back. I thought that when he started sit Cantor, I thought that was the beginning of something. Like, hey, all right, this is the new me. Cantor, you're sitting down. But now if Cantor sits down, it's mostly because look, you have talent around you, or at least at the big man spot. So, like I said, you got to be consistent with the front office, and you got to be consistent with the what's the name. Cantor, I saw a tweet today. He seemed a little humbled. It don't matter now, because this is what I said, man. Like these guys that came to the Knicks, they thought this was their playground. They could just do whatever they want because we're in disarray. But if you, Scott Perry, if you want your career to not end with the Knicks, because if Scott Perry fails with the Knicks and he fails badly, what other GM job he's gonna get? So he got to come down and be like, hey, this is a new regime, right?
Yeah, my man Guermo, I don't know what's up. He keep freezing up on me. He keeps freezing up. I'll come back to. Oh, there you go, Guermo. You froze up a little.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're there now. You froze up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. My I don't know what this old people's building, man. This is terrible. I hate this place, but yeah. Yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah, it has to be synergy with the GM and the coach. And Fizdale, you got to start coaching these guys and sit Cantor down, man. Yeah, please sit Cantor. Take a hard line, man.
You know, like I said to Karim, I think that it's going to be a lot easier for Fizdale to coach and really hold people accountable right now, right? With Tim Hardaway gone, and then if you get Cantor out of there, you know, I truly believe that Cantor's going to be traded or move or waived after the deadline. It's going to be a lot easier for Fizdale to hold these guys accountable.
But Sim, one guy that's really important for him to hone in is going to be Dennis Smith Jr.
Yep.
Dennis Smith Jr. has those same attitude problems. This is a guy with 2 bad knees who thinks that he could just run and drive to the basket and he should be a superstar. But he's also mentally fragile, because when he's finding out he's about to be traded or whatever, a few days before he actually did get traded, you know, him and Carlisle had a little falling out. So Fizdale has to hone him in and stop relying on him, his talents. He has to actually improve him as a player, improve his shooting, improve his defense, improve his decision making. Those are 3 big knocks on DSJ. So you got to hone that in too, man.
Yeah, let's get
if he starts to mess up. My bad, yeah.
No. I said that's what I was saying. Let's get to that. Let's get to that right now. Memphis. Well, not in Memphis. Memphis is coming to New York on Sunday, and the game is at 1 o'clock, I believe. Dennis Smith Jr. will likely debut at Madison Square Garden on Sunday, right? So far, you know, we've been talking about culture. Now, I think that this, you know, the way the whole thing went down, it sends a message. It helps set a culture. It helps to set a culture of we're a no-joke organization. I think it helped. We're not there yet, trust me, but I think it helps to set that culture, right? That, you know, we got things, we got things set, and we're ready to go with whatever it is you want to do. We got something in store. We got a plan, right, for whatever happens. I think it sends that message. But like you said, we still got to deal with someone like Dennis Smith Jr., who is he's a pouty guy. From what we've known and what we've seen, he's a pouty guy. He had problems with Rick Carlisle, and Rick Carlisle is pretty much a disciplinarian type of a coach, right?
Yeah.
And he had some issues. There were issues there. Is that going to happen in New York? Is Fizdale going to be able to discipline Dennis Smith Jr., or will it become the type of situation like I feel it was with Tim Hardaway? I felt like with Tim Hardaway, you know, no matter what he did defensively, you know, he got a pass. Is it going to be that way with Dennis Smith Jr. because he can score the way that Fizdale likes his guards to score? Or is he going to hold him accountable? Because it'll send a really bad message from the coaching staff if someone like Dennis Smith Jr. comes in, just coming to the team, and you let him get away with defensive lapses and all those type of things. You know what I mean? It's going to be imperative, like you're saying, that Fizdale is hard on this guy, hold him accountable, make him play defense, really try to get the best out of him and his talents. He has a lot of talent, we know that. Right? He seems to have a decent understand the game. A lot of times, you know, he seems to understand the game, but he seems to be stubborn as well, from what I see. Stubborn, maybe a little selfish with the basketball. Is Fizdale just going to be like, oh, I'm going to lead back and I'm going to let this guy do what he does? Or is he going to say, this is what we're trying to do and I need you to stick to it? That's going to be the question, and what I'm going to be looking to see on Sunday when he debuts. I don't know, Grandma. Do you think he can do it?
It's up to the used car salesman, man. And this is, and I'll try to be quick, but this is one of the things, one of the only things I agree with what KP said, man. The culture, because you could have tanked and still had a system,
right?
Had discipline, because we don't have talent to win 40, 50 games. Even if we try our best, we don't have it. You know, with KP being injured, this pre-trade. So he has to come in and he has to do that, man. He got to hone in Dennis Smith Jr., not coddle him and do that stuff, because you didn't coddle Frank.
Right.
And now everyone thinks you don't like Frank. You didn't coddle Dotson. You didn't coddle some of these guys who are better characters on this team than, say, Tim Hardaway. Now, only thing I'll say with Tim Hardaway is that maybe try to showcase him, but still, you know, don't come in with all these eat what you kill and all that crap. Just come in here, coach up these guys to get traded, and then you bring it in your system. Then you could talk or whatever, and you have what you want to mold. But yeah, it's up to him, Sim. And here, the first game is gonna be tough because obviously, you know, he's trying to get the feel of things. But as the season progresses, yeah. If this guy Dennis Smith Jr. is playing ISO, you think Zoe plays ISO? At least Zoe can shoot. Dennis Smith Jr. doing ISO thing, he can dunk and getting blocked by a whole bunch of dudes in the post or in the paint. Nah. So it's up to this bum, Fizdale.
We'll see. He said fizz bum. See that? He snuck that in there. I heard him. Hey, I'm gonna come to you, Nate. But let me come to French Unicorn first, and I'm gonna come down to you, Nate. Then I'm gonna get in. All right, French. What do you think, man? Will Fizdale be able to control Dennis Smith Jr.? I don't want to say control like that, but will he be able to keep him in? Will he be able to? Will he discipline him? Will he hold him accountable?
I think there's going to be a little leash to start with. Obviously, he's the new guy, so I don't think he'll be as hard to the new guy as he was to. But I think maybe the style fits Dennis Smith Jr. The open court, the always running straight to the rim. I think that's what Fizdale wants. Maybe Fizdale has something to offer Dennis Smith Jr. that Carlisle didn't, that he likes. And we could hope for that. And at the end of the day, Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't have to be our future. He doesn't. We could try, like we tried with Moutier, and we made something out of Moutier. You never know.
Right.
You could see the athletic ability. You could see the skill set. He has even, I think, pretty good court vision. I think that he passes the ball pretty well. And the other day when he played against us, he had 11 assists, so that was pretty nice.
Yeah, he had a triple-double. He had a triple-double when he played against us. Yeah, triple-double,
yeah. If he could average a triple-double with us, I'll take it any day.
I'll take it any day, too, if he can average a triple-double.
He's not going to average, but I'll take it.
Right. I think
as far as yesterday goes, we didn't have, like, your forget KP, because KP wasn't playing the rest of the year. We already figured that out. But Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr., Trey Burke, and now we have Dennis Smith Jr. in their place. I think that I like the trade-off. I think I'm happy with it.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, look, he's...
And excited about it.
Yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. is 21 years old, is his second year in the league. You know, he's got time to grow as a player. I just hope that, you know, I think it's important. I do get what you're saying, right? There's going to be a honeymoon period the first few games.
Yeah.
And that's natural. I think it's important, though, that Fizdale, in order to get the best out of Dennis Smith Jr., in order for his development as a pro,
tough love.
Exactly. Show him tough love. The same way that Larry Brown did with Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Right? Larry Brown was an important part of Allen Iverson becoming who he was. And Allen Iverson talks about it all the time. Not all the time now, but he has admitted it, that Larry Brown was important in his career. And and someone like Allen Iverson needed somebody like, I mean, you see him now, right? You seen everything that he's going through. He needed someone like John Thompson. He needed someone like Larry Brown. Now, I'm not saying Dennis Smith has the same type of background as Allen Iverson, but he seems to be a hard-headed dude, right?
The thing is, today's
so you need
NBA,
someone that's going to be tough.
Today's NBA players aren't. I don't think that the times call for the disciplinarians of the past. Larry Browns wouldn't work in today's NBA because these guys are making $40 million and you're making $5. And it's like, who are you to tell me what to do? Even though the kid's 22 years old. That's what I see in the NBA. Like the Steve Kerrs are getting credit for being good coaches and they do nothing. They go out there and they call, a few plays and they have the best team and they're called good coaches. They're not yelling at nobody. They're not, pulling them out, benching them, things that Larry Brown used to do.
Yeah.
Fizdale can't act like that in today's NBA. You know that. It's not the same.
That's true. These kids, and they are kids. When Iverson came into the league, he was what?
Oh, totally different.
But he 22, right?
Yeah.
He
spent that year in prison, and then he played 1 year in Georgetown.
Yeah. He was 22 years old. These guys are coming in their babies, and they're coddled, right? They're coddled. Yeah, I know. And there's probably some young people in the chat, man. I'm not trying to get at you guys, but admit it, young people. You guys have been coddled.
We've seen a different age too. Like even, I won't go as far as saying Michael Jordan, but even Michael Jordan, you saw him and Phil Jackson go at it. You're not going to see that in today's NBA. You're not going to see the coach go at his superstar because then the media is going to get a hold of it and then the coach is going to. It's just a different time.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. Let me get you a couple.
I'm excited for Sunday to see what Dennis Smith has to do.
I am too.
The dust is settled. Yeah. And DeAndre Jordan, I'm kind of excited to see him too.
Me too. I'm going to tell you what, honestly, in my opinion, if the Knicks started the season with this team without KP, let's just say, KP wasn't on the team and we started with this group right here, we
definitely have a better record.
We'd have a better record, and I think this group right here would probably contend for an 8th spot, an 8th seed, right? If you started with this group, they probably would.
So let me ask you a question, Sim, before you let me go. Let me ask you this. Since you say that, do you believe that now, since we did make the trade, say the deadline passes and we stick with this team, do you think we're going to let these guys play even though we'll probably end up with a better record than if we don't let them play? Are we going all in on Zion?
I think it's only, at this point, I think it's best to just play the young guys.
Yes.
Right? I think that's just the best thing to do.
Jordan, Matthews don't play, in other words.
Right. I think that DeAndre Jordan has some kind of injury anyway, or he hasn't been playing anyway. And
he played against us.
I didn't even pay attention, did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he played.
I don't remember. Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he did.
Us. I want to say he had 13 rebounds against us.
Maybe he did. But I know he had been in and out of the lineup. Wesley Matthews, I think they'll probably waive him,
buy him out.
I think they're gonna. I know. I heard that. I read that someone has already offered the Knicks something for Wesley Matthews. I don't know what or whatever.
I'll take a bag of donuts and a cup of coffee, extra large with cream.
I hear you. But let Wesley Matthews go. See what happens with DeAndre Jordan. You just don't want to have anyone that's gonna come in and be disgruntled because they're not playing. That's the one thing you don't want to have. So
but you can buy them out.
Yeah.
Now you have the expiring contracts or buyouts. Like if Kenner's still here past the trade deadline, we're gonna buy him out. We're not
right. The only thing I just want to keep DeAndre around in the event that we want to. If we're putting together a team, we're gonna Mitch. If we put together a playoff team, Mitch can't be our starting center, in my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see.
Cornette, baby.
Nah, I mean, Luke Cornett is good. I like Luke Cornett. I don't know if he's a starting center though, because of the defensive side.
If you have a team like AD and KD and Kyrie, Luke Cornett's a nice guy to space the floor.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it would all come down to who we were able to sign. But let me get to Nate.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll come back around to you. Go ahead.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. So we talked about Dennis Smith, kind of like what the expectations are of him, I guess.
Kind of, what to expect from him, and
how Fizz is gonna,
how Fizz can deal with it. Before you get to that, Nate, and French, you're still live, all right? Before you get to that, Nate, let me give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Marty Knicks. I'm not calling you the other one. Big shout out to Marty. He said, shake my head. Nobody will admit that we got finessed. I disagree with you. I don't believe we got finessed. The league has changed.
I love you, little brother. You're wrong.
Right. The league has changed. Euro dudes taking over. Knicks fans want ESPN highlights, and Mavs want shooters. When Tim Hardaway Jr. is not really a shooter. I guess he's a shooter. I wouldn't call him a maker. Right? I mean, he shoots a bad percentage from three. Now, it could be different. He's going to play a different role, so it could definitely be different. Marty, again, he said, as a Knicks fan, I disagree with the trade. Okay, you got the right to disagree with the trade. I feel you. I also want to get to
with Marty all day about it.
I missed a couple of super chats earlier in the pregame, so I want to get to those right now. Big shout out to Chester Chetnik Nason. He said the draft pool will expand when high school players will expand to allow high school players in the draft. By the time we get those Mavs picks, the 2021, 2023, the draft pool is going to be expanded because they're going to let high school players in. And then Marty
makes the asset even more valuable.
Yeah, exactly. And Marty again said the Mavs stole my idea. Luka and KP, Euroball is better than ISO. Enjoy your Dennis Smith Jr., Moutier, Kemba, and Kyrie. And then Marty again said, check out my new name. And Marty, I'm not calling you by your new name. Sorry, you're still Marty Knicks to me. You're Marty Knicks to me, my friend. Let me get to this call, Nate. They've been calling for a little while. Let me get to this call and come back to you, all right?
Yeah. All right.
Nate, he's just joking. That's where we argued all day long with Marty today. It was so funny. He's such a clown.
Marty Mavs. That's a corny name, Marty.
Yeah,
that really is. That's a corny name. It's a corny name. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, man.
I'm from Dallas, man. Y'all trying to find out about KP, man. But honestly, man, y'all got me laughing over here, man.
Yeah. So okay, so
I mean, y'all got all this hope for DeAndre Jordan, man. We was trying to get him on the bench since week 2, man. I mean, he just don't play defense no more. I mean, we all had that hope coming in, but he just ain't that dude no more, man.
Okay.
Giannis Kyrie just got to call it.
Yeah. Now, for $22 million, yeah, he's not that dude, right? I get you. But if we're paying him $5 million, he might suffice.
No, I got you. But you talk, y'all more so talking about, setting the culture and all that, man. And I'm just trying to tell you,
he ain't the one.
Defensive plays, he's just walking around, man.
Okay.
So I don't want y'all to get y'all hopes up, but you got Dennis Smith. I just don't see it. It's been two years. The best I see him being is a 6-man.
Okay.
You talk about all this. He gets to the rim. But the problem is, he's so athletic, he don't draw no fouls when he gets to the rim. And, it's like little things he be doing that it just drive you crazy, man. It'd be 2 possessions. He can't even throw the ball in the post. And then, but his speed, I give him that. But I'm just trying to, I don't want y'all getting your hopes up. And when Luka came, took his confidence down, and now I'm worried he gonna be in New York and all this Kyrie talk. I'm worried about my little bro. But well, good luck and have fun with Tim Hardaway Jr. I'll tell you that. Man. The way y'all feel about Tim Hardaway is how we felt about Matthews. So we taking trash for trash. We good.
Right. Yeah, man. Because listen, Tim Hardaway, look, he'll have some good nights. He'll have some good nights here and there. And it might be a little bit different because, here he had to be the man. In Dallas, he won't have to be the man. You guys got Luka. And then when KP gets back, you guys will have KP. So he'll be like the third guy. Right? Maybe sometimes the fourth guy, who knows? But the dude just jacks up some wild shots sometimes that you be like, what the hell is he doing? Get him off the floor, and he gets beat on every possession. Somehow, some way.
Same thing down here, man. But no, I know y'all ain't had no reason to, check out the Mavs in a while. So, I know y'all got new hope, but it sounds like we just trading our complaints for y'all complaints.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
All right, have a good night, man.
I appreciate the call, my man. Appreciate the call.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. We got the scoop from a Mavs fan. You know what I mean? Got the scoop from a Mavs fan on what to expect. What to expect. I don't expect Wesley Matthews is going to be here though, but we'll see what's going on. All right, Nate.
Yeah. So here's my take on Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he's only his second year. He's 21 years old, I think is right. He's 21 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
21 years old.
So he hasn't earned any special privileges from Fizdale. I think Fizdale, if anything, is going to coach him harder because the truth is Dennis Smith is kind of in a tough situation because he's already been traded once, only been in the NBA 2 years. That's not a good look for him. And he's got to really try to stick with his team. If not, I mean, the Knicks are going to ship his ass out. I mean, if there's one thing with this Knicks that I do applaud, is they made it very clear. If you don't want to be here, then get the hell out. We'll ship you the next day. They're not going to put up with players that are wavering or don't know if they want to be here or not. They're like, no, listen, if you don't want to be here, hey, catch the next plane out. And they did it. And I applaud them. And I think a lot of people in the national circle are applauding them too, because they actually stood their ground and they made the right move at the time.
And look, I think in the aftermath, like last night when we were talking and people were like, even me, in the aftermath of it, it was kind of like, wow, people, what kind of free agent is going to want to come here with this garbage going on? But as I started to really let this thing sink in, I was like, you know what? With the way that we were able to move on this and make some things happen, right? And then able to bring back, like clear our books so that we can really have a chance to make a run at these guys. People will look at us and say, they're doing some good things over there. Perry hasn't really made a bad move.
No, and they're not.
I don't think he's really made a bad move.
And this is not handicapping our franchise. People think it is, and it's not, because the truth is we don't know what Porzingis is going to be back next year. We don't know how this ACL injury is going to affect a tall guy who's very skinny, and how he could hurt himself again, and if the Knicks can turn around and make this, Kevin Durant or Kawhi or whoever, AD, I mean, I think the Knicks fans would applaud that. They'd be like, okay, you got rid of KP and you brought in Kevin Durant or AD. Hey, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Let me get to Isaiah. I know Isaiah has something to say. Isaiah, though, we're not talking about KP. We're done with it, right? We're talking about the debut of Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews. You know, what's going to happen there? How we're going to deal with these guys. That's what we're on, man. All right.
Mark, yo, Sim.
Yo, what's up?
I'm not Mark, man. I'm not in my feelings.
All right. All right. KP. Okay, cool.
I don't got to worry about me with that.
All right.
Listen, I'm a Knicks fan before anything else. So.
All right. So.
I'll go with the team.
So. You know, how are we gonna deal? You know, are we gonna have to deal with Dennis Smith Jr.? Is there going to be attitude issues? What do you think?
Sim, I'll be honest with you, Sim. This was my biggest fear for David Fizdale, and this is gonna be, to me, the ultimate test, because I am really not sold on Dennis Smith Jr., to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. He's a ball dominant, needs the ball in his hand to be effective, doesn't play defense, point guard that can score a bunch, hold on a second. And that scares me, because to me, those are not the point guards we need. And I feel like, again, David Fizdale will give him all the reign to do what he wants. And that's my fear, because if he lets Tim Hardaway do what he wants, and maybe, hopefully, maybe it was just because to showcase him so we could trade him, that I hope it's not that, but I hope he doesn't fall in love, because right now, this is a prime example. This is the prime example right now to tell players, if you don't play defense, you will not get on the court. And that would establish the culture that we need right now of, listen, we are young, we are not that talented offensively, but one thing we will do, we will play defense and we will make the other team work. Yeah. That's what David Fizdale needs to establish. That's why, to me, and this is why I said earlier, that I feel like Frank Ntilikina is getting jerked around, because, listen, he plays hard on defense. And I think right now we have the perfect players around him so that his defense looks good again. It was looking good before he got injured.
Well, you know, let's see how it works out. I'm not, you know, let's just see how it works out. Let's see how it works out.
I'm just worried because from what we've seen this season, Fizdale praises offense over defense. From what it looks like,
it seems like he does do that sometimes, but let's see how it works out. You know, this is once you take, this is a totally different team now. It's totally different. I know we got a lot of the same guys here. KP wasn't playing. Tim Hardaway was playing, so you really only took one rotation guy out. But once you add new people in, you take some guys out and you add new people in, your team is now totally different. Everything is different. The chemistry is different. Everything about the team becomes different. So now, I mean, even the way that they're going to play on the floor, it just becomes different. So now we got to see how guys react to one another and how things go. So, you know, we don't know. I know we don't know. I mean, I'm anxious to see how this is going to work, because Emmanuel Mudiay, who went out for injury, should be, you know, in the next few games coming back. Now you got Dennis Smith Jr. In my opinion, I think Damian Dotson is going to start at that point guard, at the shooting guard spot, right? He should, in my opinion, he should start at that shooting guard spot. Now you're working out. You still got the same problem with 3-point guards. Dennis Smith Jr., Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina. I think Frank Ntilikina is going to be coming off the bench for the remainder of the season. That's just my opinion. All right, I think he's coming off the bench for the remainder of the season. So you're probably looking at between Emmanuel Mudiay and Dennis Smith Jr., right? Sunday, Frank Ntilikina, Emmanuel Mudiay, they're not here. I don't think they're going to be playing Sunday. So now it's Dennis Smith Jr. or Kadeem Allen, right? What's Fizdale do? I'm interested to see what he does. Does he, boom, Dennis Smith Jr. is right there. You jump, you say, here you go. Here's the ball. Here's your squad. This is who you're playing with. Go ahead and run it. That's what they did with Emmanuel Mudiay last year. We traded for Emmanuel Mudiay. He came right here, came right in and started. Is that going to happen with Dennis Smith Jr.? I mean, there's nobody else here besides Kadeem Allen. Right? And then once he gets it, now Mudiay comes back coming off the bench. Frank comes back. Frank was already coming off the bench. So, you know, he's not going to be worried about it. But Mudiay, I would feel some kind of way if I was Mudiay. Right? How does Fizdale deal with that? That's going to be, you know, something to deal with, right? I think it's going to be something. It could be, it could not be. They could just be like, you know what? It is what it is. I don't know. But I want to see what the approach is like. That's why this game Sunday is going to be very interesting to me. It's going to be interesting to me because before this happened, Fizdale had already said for the remainder of the season, I'm going with Mudiay. And Frank's coming off the bench. We'll see how this looks, man. We'll see how this looks. All right, I'm gonna come to Ant. I haven't heard from Ant in a while. I'll see what Ant got to say. Ant, what's popping?
I got a couple thoughts. One is, you know, I felt a little bit bad for Dennis Smith Jr. because I feel like he has this reputation. I don't know if he's completely earned. As I think a lot of people overlook his potential. Mm-hmm. I think he can still be a really good player. And I think the Knicks front office does as well. So I would urge Knicks fans to, like, just get a kid a chance, man. Don't come into it with these, these preconceived ideas of the kid with negative vibes about him. Like, let him come in and get to know him. Like, see who he is as a player. Like, let him prove himself. Because what we don't give a lot of credence to a lot of the times is sometimes a player is just not in the right situation.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
And honestly, when they drafted Dennis Smith Jr., from the jump, I said Dennis Smith Jr. and Rick Carlisle are not a good pair. Dennis Smith Jr. was never a Rick Carlisle player. And when the coach doesn't really believe in the player, especially a young player like he was, I think he played like a half a year in college or something like that. He was a young kid coming in, and when the coach is strict and he's a veterans coach and no nonsense, you know, I don't think he really fit with Rick Carlisle. I think David Fizdale and Dennis Smith Jr. fit like a glove, man. I really do. I think he's a perfect coach for Dennis Smith Jr.
Okay.
I think David Fizdale knows how to talk to kids from that demographic. I think he gets them. They speak the same language, you know. So I think David Fizdale really connects with guys like that. So I'm interested to see how he plays. And I think there's kind of a disconnect between David Fizdale in the front office and fans. They don't really see Frank as a point guard.
Right.
Even when in the beginning of the season, he said, I don't want to give Frank a position. So they're bringing in guys like Dennis Smith because they don't view Frank as a point guard. They view him as a versatile guard. And to keep it honest, I think that's where Frank is more valuable. I think when you pigeonhole him at the point guard, he loses some of his value. A lot of his value lies in his versatility. So Frank can play next to a Dennis Smith Jr. I don't think they have to, like, one has to be go or one has to stay, or I don't think, you know, one stops the other one's development. I don't see that to be true. They're different players, and they do different things well on the court that kind of complement each other. So I think, you know, I like Dennis Smith Jr. I'm going to give the kid a chance, you know, and, you know, I don't want to, you know, label him as, you know, a lazy player or not a hard worker. I've heard people say, or he can't pass, or I don't want to label the kid. He's a young kid with a lot of talent. You know, let's just see if he can grow.
Okay. Now, the only thing that, I definitely agree with you about Fizdale and Dennis Smith Jr., you know, being able to have a connection. They might be a good fit, especially the way that Fizdale wants to play. I said it not a long time ago, but I said it, a few shows ago about if there were a trade between Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina, that I thought that Frank Ntilikina would fit what Rick Carlisle wants to do, and that Dennis Smith Jr. would fit what Fizdale wants to do. You know what I mean? Which is why I am surprised, and maybe this means something. I am surprised that Frank Ntilikina did not go in this trade. And maybe it means that the Knicks really do have a plan for Frank. But I'm definitely surprised that he didn't go in this trade. My only thing is Fizdale. I don't think that Fizdale needs a coach that's going to be nice. I mean, I'm sorry, that Dennis Smith Jr. needs a coach that's going to be nice. I think he needs a coach that's going to give him tough love, sit his ass down when he needs to be sat down, make him play defense, make him, you need to have a player that sometimes, and this is the thing about Frank, sometimes you got to have a player that says, this ain't working, coach. This is what I'm doing. You got to have a guy that's going to do that sometimes. And Dennis Smith Jr. do it. But for the most part, you need your guard to be able to, take what you want, put it on the floor, and lead the team to do it, right? In order to accomplish that, in order to get to that point, I believe you've got to have some kind of, you can't be too nice. You can't be buddy-buddy. You can't be friends. You're not friends. I tell my players all the time, I'm not your friend, I'm your coach. Mm-hmm. We might joke around every once in a while, but I'm not your friend, I am your coach. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want Fizdale to be kind of tough with him. Give him some tough love. I think that's how he's going to be the best player he can be, to have someone that can give him that tough love. But like what you're saying, if they had that relationship, if he can build that relationship and keep the boundaries, then a player will accept that tough love, right? Because, he trusts you and he knows that any discipline you're giving is coming out of love. And because they come from the same type of community, speak the same type of language, have that same kind of connection, yeah, you might be able to work. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm going to come to Nate, then I'm going to come to Kareem. Go ahead, Nate.
Yes, and I agree with what Ant said. I think that Dennis Smith is a type of point guard that responds better to somebody who kind of speaks his language and understands, what it means like to coach young players. And, that's kind of what Fizdale is having to deal with right now, as he's coaching a lot of young players. So he's a player-friendly coach. To whereas Carlisle's probably more old school, kind of like a Popovich, disciple, in the sense that, it's his way or the highway. With Fizdale, he's trying to mold you and try to build your strengths on what you do good, and then try to work with you on what you need to do better, And I honestly think, I'm not a big fan of Dennis Smith, just because I don't like his shot selection. 15 assists last game was impressive. I don't think the Knicks had a point guard average more than 10 assists or had 10 assists in a game all season so far. So that was impressive. But I think if he has the right coaching and he responds well, the Knicks could have something on their hands, because, when you think about the players they're trying to go after, having a Dennis Smith on a rookie contract is definitely going to make it very affordable to keep him for the time being, and I honestly think that Frank or Moutier could be gone. I think that they're going to try to get rid of one of those 2 point guards by the trade deadline.
Maybe. We'll see. Where's the Prince? I want to know what the Prince thinks about this, because, that's his guy. Moutier is the Prince's guy, and now you got a guard coming in that might challenge for that, might challenge for that, might challenge for that spot. Prince, what's up, man? Jump in the chat. I want to talk to you, man. Jump in the chat, Prince. I see you out there. Jump in the video chat. I want to ask you a couple questions. All right. Kareem, coming to you. What's going on, man?
Yo, chilling, man. What's good? What's going on?
Yeah, I know you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, nah, you know what? my man Nate, I think he was on to something. I agree. That was kind of what I was about to lean to about. See, part of the reason why we like players like Trier, because that playmaking ability, as far as our guards are concerned, is at a premium. We don't have guys that can really cut you up. You know what I mean? Like, you play ball, like some people you can't stay in front of them. You know what I'm saying? It's about help. It's about what they're going to do when they get past you. They're going to pull up. They're going to make the right decision.
Yeah, yeah, and you fear guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you fear guys like that. And I think as Knicks fans, you know, all those stats before, and another thing that Nate said, like, or somebody said, sometimes you're just not in the right place, you know. And yeah, you know, I forgot his name. Ant. That's what Ant said.
Ant. Yeah. He made a point about when he said about, you know, Carlisle is not his type of a coach. Like, yeah, I agree with that. And Fizdale's perfect for Dennis Smith Jr. So I mean, you know, if we could look past the trade and, you know, just come to peace with that, yo, we about to see some Rucker basketball court in the Garden, son. Believe that. And I'm saying, moving forward, Dennis Smith Jr. and Ntilikina, they could definitely learn to play together, like how they kind of had Iverson and Eric Snow. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so,
yeah. So I'm saying, I think that we in for some nice basketball, man, because Dennis Smith Jr. is by far our best shot creator at this point, and second to him is Trey, and then third is I don't know, maybe Kadeem Allen. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to, I think this is going to be a good match.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that Dennis Smith Jr. That's the reason Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina work well together. It's the reason why. One of the reasons why Fizdale said he's going to keep Frank coming off the bench, because he likes the dynamic between Trier and Ntilikina on the floor. And now you got Dennis Smith Jr. If he's starting, it still is something, because now if Dennis Smith Jr. is starting over Moutier, right? And you figure it's Dennis Smith Jr. It's either going to be Dennis Smith Jr. or Moutier, and then it's going to be Dotson, right?
Hold up. I feel you. Yeah, Moutier's trash. I just wanted to be on the record. So whatever goes forward, if he becomes a good player, y'all could quote me saying that Moutier's trash. I think it's going to be him regressing to the means of who he is until maybe, you know, he still could probably be good. But like I said, man, I don't want to hear nothing about Moutier. He ain't got no floater. Listen, man, you're a point guard in the NBA, man. You have to have a floater game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the defenders in the NBA, they're going to meet you at the rim. And he don't have the type of hops or explosiveness to go over people. So he's going to have to get a floater. Yo, I don't want to talk about Moutier. Moutier's trash.
Well, but you know, he's on the squad, so it's either going to be him or Dennis Smith Jr. starting. One of them two going to start. Looking at the second lineup, right? Frank may not play that point guard spot in the second lineup. He may be moved off to the 3, because whoever starts, then in that second lineup, you got either Dennis Smith Jr. or Emmanuel Moutier is going to probably be at the 1. Trier probably at the 2. And then you got, and then Frank Ntilikina probably be at the 3 in that second lineup.
True.
You know, yeah. I mean, you know, that's. We'll see what happens.
Like you said, we're a whole different team now. So you know, this trade goes through Sunday, and well, we still got guys out, so we're not going to get a real taste until Moutier and Kane gets back.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a whole new team now. It's a whole new feel. The guys was moving. It was a lot of good ball movement today, I thought, and just a lot of good player movement. Like the offense didn't really get stagnant as much as it has been in the past. Today, from what I saw, you know, we played a really excellent team. So, you know, you said we won the third quarter. So I think that was just a testament to what we're about to see as far as different style of play and different approach moving forward.
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Let me get to Prince, because I know Moutier, that's his man, and Prince was popping, man. So what you thinking, man?
Hey, Sim, the way I feel, bro, is I'm like you. I believe in competition, bro. You know what I'm saying? The cream raised to the top, or how that saying go. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So with that being said, You know, I think it should be a battle between who's the best point guard. I mean, nothing should be given. Like Isaiah and a couple other cats, like, oh man, give Frank the rock, let him run the point guard. For fucking what? Excuse my language. For what?
Please, thank you.
Make him earn it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make him earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody else. Don't give nobody nothing. And like you said about Dennis Smith, I truly believe that, you know what I'm saying, let that boy hoop. But again, like you said, Sim, he's a young guy. So get in his butt about, you know what I'm saying, if he's not playing defense, he's not playing the way you want to, like you said, you don't have a prima donna like Tim Hardaway Jr. no more. So that, you know, that outlier of a veteran basketball player who you can't really, you know what I'm saying, condemn, we don't have him anymore. So with that being said, these new guys coming in, if Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be a part of the future, we got to see what he's worth, and we got to see if he can play in Fizz's system. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if Moutier get beat up for the position, me personally, if you look at it from the bigger picture, if we get Kyrie, if we do get Kyrie, and you still have Dennis Smith Jr., then say Moutier comes. Moutier could be a third-string backup point guard, and that's a dang good backup point guard if you ask me, a 22-year-old kid. Kyrie's already 30, so we only really going to have Kyrie for another, 3-4 years? You know what I'm saying? Before it's all said and done. So you're going to have to groom somebody to take over the reins of the point guard position. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I truly believe that, again, make it a competition. Whoever plays the best over these next 30 games, that's who, you know what I'm saying, we should play, period. You know what I mean? I love Moutier to death, but, again, I really like Dennis Smith Jr. Me and Angie was talking on Twitter about it when the trade went down. After a while, at first I was hurt, but then I thought about it, like, you know what? 2 first-round picks in the next up-and-coming drafts, those could be really good players for us, even if they are from 10 to 20 or whenever, you know what I'm saying, however Dallas end up being. We could really end up with some really good players. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, no, don't give nobody nothing. I'm not for Moutier getting nothing for free, bro. He got to earn it like everybody else. So if Dennis Smith beat you for the job, Kyrie beat you for the job, you lost the job.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's going to be an interesting dynamic with Dennis Smith Jr. Coming in, and then you got Emmanuel Moutier. And look, those guys. Well, Emmanuel Moutier is on his, it's the last year of his contract. Dennis Smith Jr. He still got 2-3 years or whatever it is to go. If you talk about bringing in a Kyrie Irving, if you bring in Kyrie, look, Dennis Smith Jr., he don't want to come off the bench. Someone like Moutier, he probably don't mind it. I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. is looking to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? That could be something.
That's one of the maturity things, Sim. I think that's a maturity thing that he's going to have to understand because, like a couple people said, he's really actually happy to be in New York. So if that's the case, cool. All fine and dandy, you know what I'm saying? But again, if we got a chance to get Kyrie this summer and Kyrie does want to come, I'm sorry, DSJ, bro. Either you can get traded in the AD package or you can shut your mouth and compete. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't think Kyrie gonna want to come off the bench either. Kyrie shouldn't come off the bench.
He ain't coming off the bench.
You know what I'm saying? Kyrie ain't coming off the bench. So with that being said, it's a competition and guys got to come out here and compete, period.
Yeah.
You got to compete, bro.
Yeah. So I'm with you, man. The Knicks play the Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday. With the new guys coming in, Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews. We shouldn't. At least we won't be outmanned, right? We should have some. Have some guys that we could throw on the floor. What do you expect, Prince? What do you expect from that game?
Honestly, Sim, I expect some lightning, man. I think DSJ. I think he's gonna come out there. I think he's gonna come out there and he's gonna really show New York, hey man, I'm here. I want to be here. Like you were saying about Big Jordan, I think Big Jordan would be a great, center for us going forward. I know he's a little bit older, but much like you said, Sam, you hit it out the park with that. Kyrie and KD not trying to play with Mitchell Robinson at center.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to be good. But, bro, you're 22, 23 years old. They ain't got time for that. So, again, you can sit behind Big Dog and learn. You know what I'm saying? If we draft another center in the draft, cool. But, you know what I'm saying, sticking to the point, I think we're going to see, like you said, I think this roster is going to be a lot more hungrier. They're going to share the ball a lot more. You're going to see guys hold each other accountable, much like Tim Hardaway didn't want to do. He didn't want to hold himself or other people accountable.
Right.
Well, he wanted to hold other people.
Right. He wanted to hold other people accountable, but when it came to himself,
hold it up too.
Yeah, when it came to him, you know, it was a little bit tough sometimes for Tim Hardaway to accept that kind of criticism and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, it starts in Memphis, man. I mean, well, it starts against Memphis. It starts against Memphis. We're gonna start to see what things look like, and it's hard to even break down and give any numbers because we're coming in with a totally new team. Right, so you know we don't know what's gonna happen against the Memphis, against the Memphis Grizzlies. We're coming in with a totally new team. Everything is new right now. Everything is new. Even though we got a lot of same players, everything is new. You bring in 3 new guys, everything changes. You got some guys leave, everything changes. You know what I'm saying? You had KP, you had Tim Hardaway. Them guys maybe even expected to win. And that can kind of feed into their attitude, not coming into practice, arguing with players, doing certain things like that the young players is like, yo, what's going on? It's just messing up the whole vibe, right? You get them guys out of here. Now you got a different vibe. Everything is different. And no matter what, even if it was your boy that left, when you finally get back into practice, there's a fresh feeling. It feels a little bit more fresh, right? Because it's something new. It's something new, and by the time you settle in, and look, I don't know if KP and Tim Hardaway was even boys with anyone on the team. I really don't think that they were. But now you got this fresh feeling, and you feel like you're starting over. You feel like it's new. You're going to have some new people come into practice that's going to bring something different. These guys, listen, here's one thing that maybe people aren't even, and I know I'm supposed to be talking about New York and the Knicks and Memphis, but it's not too much to talk about with that game besides the fact that some of our new guys are starting. But they're coming in with a different vibe. They're coming in from a different culture. Right? The Mavs were on the crust of making the playoffs at one point this season. Right? They were there. Now they play in the West. Competition level is much higher. Right? So these guys are coming from a place that's a little bit different maybe. Maybe the way that they practice, the way that they do things, the approach to the game is maybe a little bit more serious, a little bit different than the Knicks' approach to the game. Right? So they can bring that to New York. Right? They bring that to town. Their approach. Listen, Wesley Matthews, he's been on playoff teams. DeAndre Jordan has definitely been on playoff teams. That's a good thing to bring to practice. That's a good thing to bring into the organization, especially from DeAndre Jordan, because he's been there. You know what I'm saying? He's been there. He has some experience on what it takes to at least make it to the playoffs. Now, we know the Clippers didn't always, do anything, but, at least, he knows what it takes to get there. The Mavs this year were 23-28 before the trade. 23-28 before the trade. Not a playoff team. But they had been, if you look, looking at them as far as the playoffs are concerned, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. But, they're, 6 games out of the playoffs or whatever it is, something like that. 5-6 games out of the playoffs. they a better team, better organization. They're gonna bring some of that to New York, hopefully. I think that's something that maybe we kind of overlook. But talking about New York, the Knicks and Memphis, two teams that are the Memphis Grizzlies at one point were on top of the Western Conference. Obviously, it was early in the season. Now they're looking to have a fire sale. They're looking to move their guys. They're 20-33 on the season. 20-33. They are second to last in the Western Conference. And what's so crazy? If the Memphis Grizzlies played in the East, they'd be like just below the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Wizards feel like they can make a push to get into the playoffs. If the Dallas Mavericks played in the East, they might have a winning record. Who knows? Right now, with what they already had. But anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies, they're looking to, rebuild and start over. The Knicks are looking to rebuild and start over. So you got two bottom feeder teams that are going to be matching off against each other on Sunday. The only exciting thing is that we're going to get to see some of our new players. Some of our new players. And we cried and complained that we didn't have a guy in the Rising Stars game. Well, we do now. Dennis Smith Jr. is in the Rising Stars game. He's also in the slam dunk contest. So, Knicks fans, we got something to look forward to this weekend. Oh, not this weekend. All-Star weekend. Got something to watch. We got a New York Knicks to root for. Got a Knicks to root for. Happy for it. Glad for it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. Ring the notification bell. Get a notification whenever I go live or drop a video. All right, do me that favor. Do me that solid, my friends. Do me that solid. We about to call this a night, though. We got the guys in the chat. I just want to get some last words from you. We put the KP to rest. That's a good thing. Mark's mad. I see Mark in the chat. He's mad. He said, Prince, please get in the video chat. This is his last night. He said this is his last night because KP lovers aren't wanted. What you want us to do, Mark? He's no longer part of the team. I mean, we'll have a conversation about him from time to time, the same way we do with Melo. But when Melo was traded, we went through it with Melo, and then we were done. You know what I'm saying? Then we were done. Right? We don't barely talk about Melo. Every once in a while, we talk about Melo. Same thing with KP, man. Got to get over it, Mark. If you're a Knicks fan, you're a Knicks fan. Love the Knicks. You'll fall in love with somebody else. You will get another man crush, Mark. You'll get another man crush. All right? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I promise you that, Mark. I promise you that. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and take some last words. Take some last words. And, we're gonna get on with our weekends. Hopefully you guys enjoy the Super Bowl and stuff like that. But let's get some last words in. Let's finish this night off. Let me see. See what we're gonna start with. Let's start with Nate. Go ahead, Nate. What's going on, man? Give me your last words for the night.
So the Bleacher just came out and gave the first offer for the Lakers for AD. It was Lonzo, Rondo, Beasley, first round pick, and Kuzma.
Say that again. Say that again.
Lonzo, Rondo, Beasley, Kuzma, and a first round pick.
That's it?
That's it. That's their first offer.
That's their first offer? They think that's going to get them Anthony Davis?
Oh, I know. Plus, Pelicans already had Rondo. Why would they want him again?
Right. Wait a minute. I mean, I don't know this contract situation. Maybe he's an expiring contract or something, but that's what they think is going to get. So they think.
Oh, hell no, it's not going to get.
So they basically think that Lonzo and Kyle Kuzma and the first round draft pick is going to get them AD.
They're lowballing them big time.
Come on now.
So here's my last word. All New York, Brain Trust, Mills, Perry, go get Brown. Throw the first round picks. Throw Mitch Robinson. Throw Trier or Dotson, whoever else. go get Anthony Davis. He already said that he wants to choose between Lakers or the Knicks. Go get him.
Well, here's the thing. I agree with you 100%. Right? If you can get Anthony Davis and then find a way to bring in, if you get Anthony Davis, you're probably not going to bring in both Kyrie and KD, but one of those guys you'll be able to get in.
I'd rather
the only way
and have somebody else.
The only way. Here's the only way, and this is tough. Here's the only way that you get AD, in my opinion. Just looking at the salary cap.
Throw Knox.
What'd you say? Well, I mean,
Knox in there.
Well, yeah. I mean, looking at the salary cap, the way that you're gonna get AD, and we can take a look at this real quick. All right, just so we can do some quick math. All right. If you want to get Anthony Davis, you're really gonna have to, because of who we have left, if you want to get him at the trade deadline, that is. All right, because you're not gonna be able to include DeAndre Jordan in the trade because well, you could, if you were doing it individually, you can include DeAndre Jordan, but it's going to be a package, right? So you can't include DeAndre Jordan in the package until 60 days after the trade, right? So we got to wait 60 days to be able to include him in a package. You can forget about that. So if you trade DeAndre Jordan, you got to trade him individually, one-on-one, DeAndre Jordan for whomever. All right. So this is what I see. Now, if you want to be able to sign, let's say, two free agents and trade for Anthony Davis, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to trade Lance Thomas, Mario Hezonja, right? That's $13 million right there. Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina, right? That $8 million with that $13 million, that's $21 million. And Kevin Knox. You're gonna have to trade all them guys, and then now look at this. Then you're trading all those players to bring back one. So that means they've got players too, right? So they can't have more than 15 people on the roster.
Yeah, probably take back some expiring contracts.
So you gotta also take back some expiring contracts to make it work. So your whole roster changes, and then the question becomes, I guess, they're getting some very good young players. They'd be getting Frank Ntilikina, they'd be getting Kevin Knox, and maybe you can find a way to not include those guys, right? Maybe you can do something like.
But see, I believe that if we can get Anthony Davis, we can get whoever we want.
Right. I get that. But what I'm saying is, if you want to try to sign Anthony Davis and also have room for two, then you're going to be giving up some young guys, right? Lance Thomas, Mario Hezonja. Okay, cool. I can get rid of them, right? Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina. I mean, if we're talking about Anthony Davis, I can get rid of them too, right? You can't include Dennis Smith Jr. because that's a package. You can do Kevin Knox, you can do Alonzo Trier. I mean, you're talking about getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 guys. And undoubtedly you're going to be giving away some of your young guys. It is possible.
I don't want to give away Knox.
Right, but it is very possible though that you can make it work where you give away some young guys. And all of them salaries equal Anthony Davis's salary, and then you bring him in, and then in the summertime you got Anthony Davis, and you can still sign 2 guys. It's plausible. Let's say that it's possible. Will it happen? I mean, of course you got to throw some draft picks in there. They're not just going to.
I would just take Anthony Davis and maybe like a Kawhi or a KD or maybe a Jimmy Butler or a Kemba.
But what I'm saying is you're not going to be able to, if you wanted to have a chance to have 3 guys, then you got to give up a lot of your youth. You're gonna have to do it, and maybe and possibly I don't know. Is it worth it? I don't know. And I'm going to look at it and break it down, maybe do a blog post or a video about it, as I, just look at it. Now, you could also trade Cantor to the New Orleans Pelicans. You could trade Cantor, a young player, which they would probably want Kevin Knox, right? So you can trade Cantor, Kevin Knox, and a few first-round draft picks. The Knicks could put together a package to bring Anthony Davis in right now. If you trade Cantor, though, that means you're going to be eating up some of the cap space for next year. Actually, any of these guys you trade, you're going to be eating up the cap space for 2019, 2020. The only guys, you're going to be eating up cap space in 2019, 2020. Any way you look at it, the only way you save some of that cap space, really, is if you trade Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox, and Frank Ntilikina. If you trade those three, along with, Lance Thomas, Mario Hezonja, whomever else, then you're talking about 8, 9, there's about $10 million in cap space that is not eaten up for 2019, 2020, because their contracts already go through 2019, 2020. So then you're not going to be able to sign two, but you have money to sign other players. I don't know. It's hard. It's going to be hard for the Knicks to trade for Anthony Davis and still have room for two more. You can trade for him and have room for another player and then some other play and then some, veterans to put around those two. So we'll see. I don't think they're out of the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, though. I will say that. I don't think the Knicks are out of the Anthony Davis sweepstakes at all, ladies and gentlemen. I think they can still be players. They can still very, very well be players. But once you get past this trade deadline, it's going to become a lot tougher for the Knicks, because the Knicks have, looking back at this salary cap again, the Knicks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 expiring contracts. You can't trade those expiring contracts. Once the season is done, once the season is over, you can't trade those expiring contracts. So, now you may be able to work out a signing trade, though. You may be able to do that, but then that means that have to be somebody that the Mavs want. It could be tricky. It could be done. We just got to hold on and see the way that this thing works out, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna look at it, see how this thing works out. It's gonna be something. But Nate, go ahead, give me your last words for the night, my man.
I mean, you said it exactly, man. I'm all for Anthony Davis. 25-year-old cornerstone on this franchise, gets it in the right direction. Everything else will fall into play. So get your guy and go from there. Let's do it. That Lakers offer is crap, and I think those draft picks we have hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I think we can do it. I really do. I just think the Knicks are they're mulling the idea of they want to pull it. I think they have the right package to offer, and he wants to come here. He's already listed us as one of his possible targets. Hey, let's get it done, man. The same week we give away KP, we get Anthony Davis.
That'd be crazy.
Knicks fans will rejoice.
Man, well, we tried to. All right, Nate, I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate it. Peace.
Yeah, no problem.
We tried to trade KP for KD, but the Pelicans didn't want any parts of Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want any parts of Porzingis, most likely because of the injury. You know what I mean? Kareem, I'm gonna come to you, man. Coming to you, Kareem. Yeah. Last words of the night.
Let's see. My parting words for the night, man. You know what, man? I don't even know I don't know if they're gonna make another trade. Everything you just broke down as far as the package, the players that we just got back, the only way that we could trade them before the trade deadlines if it's player for player, no package. I didn't know that. That's good knowledge right there. That's good info. Other than that, man, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, are these guys going to stay? Are they going to make more trades before the trade deadline? So I'm just going to sit back, man, and just trust our front office Because
and that's the thing I feel good about, man. I trust them dudes. I trust them. I really do. I trust them dudes.
I do too, man. I do too.
Them. I haven't seen them make a bad move yet. I trust them.
Exactly. Everything that they've done up to this point, to me, has been satisfactory. So, I mean, other than that, I'm looking forward to Sunday because I haven't seen a New York point guard put some dudes on skates in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I've been missing that just from a standpoint of view. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing Dennis Smith Jr. embrace New York, man. I feel like he's one of those emotional guys. He might be like a Spreewell for us. You know what I mean? If we're able to keep him, and if he is a part of plans moving forward, man, I feel positive about him, man, because he's still one of those guys, man. Like if he could put it together and stay healthy, that's what it's all about. But just pure talent and ability, man, is something that New York fans haven't seen in a minute. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And like I said, I'm gonna trust the process. I trust Scott Perry, man. He seems like a stand-up guy, very and knowledgeable. And this is his first trade as the GM. So he's definitely going to be viewed or looked at on this trade. You know, is going to either build him up or knock him down. I don't think this is a guy that's clowned around. So, you know, I feel like we're in good hands, man. I'm looking forward to Sunday, man. You know, peace to the chat. And that's what it is, man. New York Knicks.
All right, peace, man. I'll catch you Sunday.
All right, for sure. Right, Sunday. 100.
All right, let me see. Who we got here? Isaiah, it's on you, bro.
It's on me. All right.
You, man.
I just want people to remember, man. You know, I'm with you though, Sam. I am with you though, Sam. I'm with you with trusting the front office. I believe, you know, it took me a day. I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling the type of way in the beginning, but then, you know, shout out to Angie for calming me down. Shout out to my mama for calming me down. Nah, you know what it is though, man. I trust these guys, man, because at the end of the day, listen, 144 games, the first 4 years of your career, that's a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sam. I wouldn't feel right giving KP $150 million and he missed 144 games. That's almost $1 million per game he missed. That's almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I trust his front office. I trust Fizdale with the point guard. You know, with the players. I trust that. I listen. I'll say this. I think one thing I know about Scott Perry from his demeanor, from the way he is, he's not stupid. He wouldn't trade Porzingis if he didn't know something that we don't know, that we all don't know.
Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's it. We'll see, man.
I'm not gonna. I mean, like again, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sam. I mean, listen. There must be something going on that we. I hope and I pray it's something that we don't know that he knows. And I'm gonna just say this, Sam. I hope Golden State wins the title this year. I really do. I really hope they win. But my last thing is this, though, man. Listen, if anybody can take this any way they want to say, if you crying about KP, you crying about KP, you feel some, you still feel something. Like, go to Dallas. I'm so serious about that. Go to Dallas, support KP, and you know what? This to me, listen, I'm a Knicks fan before anything else. Well, I'm a human being and God's child first. But I'm a Knicks fan. When it comes to sports, I'm a Knicks fan first, and I'm a Players fan thirdly or secondly. If you feel some type of way about the Knicks and what they did, go to Dallas. Leave. Don't keep on complaining and crying about KP. He's gone. He didn't want to be here. That's simple as that. He wanted control. He wanted things his way, and he didn't want to wait. He went somewhere else. Listen, if we can survive trading Patrick Ewing, we can survive Porzingis not being here. We're going to be fine. We will be Knicks fans. We will support our team no matter what. And we know what is. We have hope. And that's the best thing about being a Knicks fan. We got hope, and we always believe in our team. So if you want to go to a different team, kick rocks. You wasn't a real fan in the first place. All
right. Well, Isaiah, I feel you, man. I feel you. But we all just got to get over this together, right? We'll be back together. I'm going to let you go, man.
I understand it.
I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna let you go because I'm trying to get off. You're getting long-winded on me.
God bless you, Brother Sam. God bless you.
Yeah, you're getting long-winded on me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you, man.
Shout out to the Prince. Stop being a hell, man. Come to the chat more often, man. Be happy.
Look at this, man. He keep talking. He's probably still talking right now. You know what I'm saying? He's probably still talking. And so I'm on you, man.
All right, man. You know what, Sam, man? The closer we get to July 1st, man, I want to bring something back to our remembrance. Man, it was about towards the end of the summer. And I got up here and I said, next summer, Kevin Durant is coming to the Knicks. And people laughed at me. They said I was crazy. They said it was a pie in the sky and stop dreaming, right? But I just sit at home looking at Twitter, rubbing my hands like Birdman. Because the more stuff I read, the more tea leaves I read, it's just so obvious to me. And I don't know if you saw when they panned to Steve Mills and Scott Perry today at the end of a 14-point loss, and Scott Perry's over there grinning. He's smiling. These guys know something. I've been saying it for months. I'm going to say it now. You don't do what they did without supreme confidence. I believe in these guys, man. And I'm telling you, 5 months from now, we're going to look back at these last couple of days and we're going to laugh. And we're going to say, we really thought the world ended. Feel me? But in reality, it's a new beginning, man. And you know what? I want, all Knicks fans to, be encouraged. It's keep hope alive. You feel me? We are not done. The rebuild is not over. We still got our guys. We still got hope. We still got everything we need to succeed, man. And I'm telling you, come July, Kevin Durant will be the king of Madison Square Garden, and he will have his apprentice, Kyrie Irving, with him. All right. We're going to be rocking MSG.
Let's see.
And we're going to be there opening night, Sam.
All right, we'll be there opening night. We might be spending an arm and a leg, but we'll be up in that joint.
But I'm in there by hook up by crook, man. I'm in there.
I hear you. All right, man.
All right, bro.
All right, peace. I'm coming, my man, in the red hoodie. Yeah, it look like you cold. Look like you sitting out in the 10-degree weather, man.
Yeah, man.
Waiting to get your words in.
Yeah, it's not that cold. I'm actually out here in LA. So,
oh, okay. All right.
Hey,
all right.
I'll tell you one thing, bro. I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
The radio, on the streets, these Lakers fans are scared of us, man.
Yeah.
These Lakers fans are terrified because they know. And if you just read up on the Lakers' offer for AD, they just offered they offered Lonzo, Kuzma, Beasley, Rondo, and a first-round pick. And I know if we give up something like our first-round pick this year, our 2021st and Dallas's 2021st, and we give them, and we give them some of our young pieces like Mitchell Robinson or whatever, I know that's way more enticing than what the Lakers are offering.
Yeah.
So they don't even want to acknowledge us right now because, I feel like we definitely have a chance, but I don't know if we're going to do that, but we could. I think they're going to want to bring one of the three Duke guys to New York. Hopefully Zion, we'll see. Yesterday I was gutted, because I felt like they ripped the Band-Aid off so fast. But now that I think about it, it's a great thing that they did that way. They didn't let the New York media news cycle get ahead of it. They didn't let anybody control the narrative. They controlled it themselves. And I think Scott Perry and Steve Mills definitely deserve some respect for that and, some applause. They did what's best for the team. Maybe we could have gotten a better asset. Maybe we could have gotten a more promising player, but we at least set ourselves up with the ultimate flexibility. I don't think any other team in in league history besides the 2010 Heat have this much flexibility on their hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We got a lot of flexibility on our hands right now, man. A lot of flexibility. Yeah, here it goes. I'm looking at Woj. And the Lakers' first offer to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. LA offered Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Michael Beasley, and a first-round pick.
That trade is garbage. Here's my thing. Can we flip the guys that we got before the deadline?
We talked about this earlier. Not in a package. You can do it individually, but you can't do it in the package.
So we can't add other players.
We can't. Like, we couldn't add. Right, exactly. We couldn't do Wesley Matthews, Kevin Knox, and Frank Ntilikina. We couldn't do that. You'd have to do what you can flip Wesley Matthews to another team by himself.
But we can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't add him into a package. Right. All right. So I would say.
What you can do. There's ways to get around this though.
Yeah.
You can do a separate trade. Right. You can do. This is my understanding. So listen to this, folks. This is my understanding. I could be very wrong. Right? I could be very wrong. But I believe you could do this. For example, you could say, we're going to trade DeAndre Jordan for Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then in a separate trade altogether, you trade Wesley Matthews for somebody else. Right? Or you trade Kevin Knox for somebody else. And then in another trade altogether, you trade Frank Ntilikina along with 2 first-round draft picks for somebody else. And it still builds the same package. You get what I'm saying? So you break it up into separate trades so that it's not one package. That could still be done, I believe.
So you're saying we can do 2 or more trades with the same team in the same amount of time.
I believe so. It may have to be
league rules against that.
It may have to be separate days. It may not be the same day. I don't know. It may have to be at different times, right? So like tomorrow, the Knicks trade Kevin Knox to the Pelicans. Kevin Knox and 2 first-round draft picks to the Pelicans for whomever. And then the next day they trade DeAndre Jordan to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis straight up. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe from some things that I've been reading that you can do it in separate trades so that you're not trading them in a package. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be crazy, man. And I feel the pain of a lot of New York Knicks fans, man. We all love KP, but if the guy doesn't want to be here, it's best to just get rid of him like that. Don't play it out. The longer you play it out, the more ammunition you give to him, the more his cards becomes better than yours. Like, look at with the whole Kawhi situation. They dragged it out so long, and they could have gotten a better player than DeRozan if they really wanted to. If they didn't let Kawhi control the whole cycle or whatever. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. I definitely think if we are going to make a move, if the Celtics could tell them, hey, wait till the summer and, once we get this Kyrie situation sorted out, we'll, do this and this for you, but just wait. I definitely think we could be like, yo, listen, we'll just straight up trade you DeAndre Jordan right now, or we'll trade you these players right now, and at the deadline, we'll trade you DeAndre Jordan for Anthony Davis or whatever. And there's been reports that Anthony Davis said he would prefer to go to LA, but he would be fine going to the Knicks. I don't know how credible that is.
We'll see. And what I'm saying about how to do the trades, I'm not exactly sure if that's. I have the Larry Coons, thing, so I have to look at it, go in and just look at it. The Larry Coons manual to the salary cap and the CBA and all that kind of stuff. Now I seen someone said that you can't trade these guys for 60 days. I believe you can trade them as long as they're not in a package. You can trade them within the next 60 days.
It's not 2K.
Yeah,
it's not 2K. When you trade someone, you can't trade them.
Yeah. I think you can. You can because the Knicks have already received phone calls about Wesley Matthews. But anyway, my man, White Chocolate, I'm gonna let you rock, man. All right, because I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I
It's
called
cool.
you. I called you mad late, but I appreciate you letting
cool,
me in
man.
and getting my 2 in. So
No doubt. No doubt.
hey, man,
I appreciate it.
I'm optimistic. Let's see what happens, man. I'm putting my trust in the front office. Let's see,
me too, man.
Let's see what happens. And you know, and the great part about this is it had nothing to do with James Dolan. It was the office making their moves the way they need to, and James Dolan wasn't like, you know, didn't get in front of it or anything like that.
Definitely.
He's just letting them do their thing, and that's the best thing about it.
No doubt. All right, man. I'm gonna let you rock. Appreciate the call. Appreciate the video win. Yeah, peace. All right, Prince. Saw you, my brother.
Man, Sam, I ain't been on in a while, but I just got a couple things to say, man.
Yes, sir.
In Black Wall Street, I trust. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Black Wall Street, I trust. I think tonight was the second game Kevin Knox outscored Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on 40% shooting. Knox had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists on 43% shooting. So again, if you're talking about Knox is trash, you might as well put yourself in the trash. But going forward, Sim, I can't wait for this next game, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this new look Knicks. And, you know, like you said, hopefully this trade deadline, we get rid of Cantor for another draft pick. We get rid of Russell Matthews for another, Wesley Matthews for another pick. And, you know, we just keep building, Sim. We got 30 more games, and, you know, we're going to be back on Tuesdays and Thursdays waiting on Sim to talk about the Knicks. So.
That's what I'm talking about, man. And I just read that David Fisdale says that he wants to look for minutes for DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews.
I mean, I really, like you said, I mean, Sam, like you said, if we can't get nothing for Wesley Matthews, he's actually a pretty good player. I mean, the way he played last night against us, if he could do that, he looked way better than Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, yeah.
He looked way better than Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I going forward in the future, obviously, maybe not, but definitely for these next 30 games, if we can't get rid of him, you know, so be it. Let's just rock it out. Much like I said about DeAndre Jordan, I think he's the vet we need. We need an older vet who can, basically teach these guys how to be NBA pros. Because much like you said earlier, I don't think Tim Hardaway Jr. never was that guy. That's why when we did the ratings, I gave him so much of a low grade on leadership. Because again, it never seemed like Tim Hardaway wanted to be a true leader. So I wish him the best. Hopefully he finds a way down there in Dallas. But hey, man, what your boy? What my boy? We ain't seen him in a while. Ron Cleveland. The Knicks will be back.
There you go.
The
Knicks will be back.
Black Wall Street, I trust. Real deal, though.
No doubt. All right, Prince, man. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat, man. Always.
Hey, I had to come represent, man. You called me out. I had to talk about my boy Moutier. Like I said, I ain't got no favoritism. I love him to death. But hey, if a guy beats you, a guy beats you. And what that means is either you can go, like we said earlier about KP. If you don't want to be here, you don't want to buy into the program, deuces.
That's it. All right, Prince, man. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Well, I'll probably talk to you Sunday before the Super Bowl, so no doubt. All right,
that's
man.
cool, bro. Well, yeah, definitely, man. Are you gonna stream? I mean, I know you ain't streaming the Super Bowl, but you probably gonna get on for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on. You know, well, actually, before the game, I'm gonna be on with the entertainer talking a little bit on his channel, and then I'll get on.
I'll check y'all out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get on after the game and you know, talk Knicks, and then go watch the Super Bowl and everything. So, yeah. All right, man.
That's 100.
No doubt. All right. Have a great weekend, man. I'll talk to you on Sunday.
All right, sir. All
right, peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the end of the show. You know what I mean? It's been a good show, entertaining show. Went 3 hours. I didn't, a lot to talk about though. We got a lot of stuff to talk about and work through. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's all good. You know, it happens that way. Again, like I said, I'll be on with the entertainer Sunday, like 12 o'clock. So you can check out the entertainers page. I'll be on. We're just gonna be talking about the trade a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to go watch the game, and then I'll be on after the game. All right. And, you know, after the game, you know, we'll do a little post-game analysis, talk about Dennis Smith Jr., talk about how it went, all that. Then we'll go watch the Super Bowl. All right. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Ring the notification bell. Get a notification anytime that I go live. Give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to see you guys later, man. Have a good weekend. Peace.